during some of our most challenging moments, supporting recovery and rebuilding efforts following natural disasters and economic shocks. This enduring partnership reflects a shared understanding that through cooperation and regional solidarity, the Caribbean can continue to build a more resilient and prosperous future together. And so as we continue our tenure as chair of the Board of Governors, the Bahamas remains committed to working closely with the Caribbean Development Bank to advance the strategic priorities that will guide the bank's work over the next decade, priorities that are especially important for small island developing states.
I'm Carissa Williamson, and this has been Your Government in Action, a proud presentation of Bahamas Information Services. Join us on Wednesday evenings where we bring you highlights, coverage, and information as we continue to do what we do best, linking people and government.
After 66 steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jiminita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. From Studio A. It all starts right now.
It's been one heck of a ride this week, and we're just getting warmed up. Happy Wednesday, March 25th, and this is What's Trending. I'm Jiminita Swain. Buckle up, you're riding with me. Let's go. If you've got talent, imagination, and something to say, this is your moment. A legendary Bahamian creative is opening the door for the next generation to shine with a brand new art contest that's all about culture, expression, and big ideas. How can you get involved, and what could you win? We've got all the details. Then, she's an award-winning filmmaker, educator, and creative force behind Seabreeze Media, Inc., bringing powerful, deeply human stories to life on screen. Now she's diving even deeper, exploring love, memory, identity, and place through her latest films. We sit down with her. And we're closing things out with a flavor you won't want to miss. A one-night pop-up is stepping into the spotlight with a chance to earn a permanent place on the menu at Marcus at Bahamar. You're going to want a taste of this one. We're taking a short break, but the conversation doesn't end. What's Trending returns right after this.
Tired of looking at the same old kitchen? Step 1. Our talented recommended designer, Mark, crafts a custom design just for you. Step 2. Once your design is ready, CBS Bahamas makes ordering effortless. Your dream kitchen is within reach. Step 3. Our recommended installers bring your vision to life, ensuring every detail is perfectly in place. Sit back and relax as your dream space becomes a reality. Visit cbsbahamas.com and start bringing your home improvement dreams to life today.
For decades, you've heard his music, seen his artwork, and probably even smiled at his comics in the local newspaper. He is a true creative who's left his mark across generations. Now, Eddie Minnis is pouring that same passion into the next generation, creating a space just for young people to express themselves through art. He's behind the Eddie Minnis Songbook One Art Contest, and it's all about creativity, culture, and giving young artists a real platform to shine. And he's joining us today to tell us all about it. Welcome to What's Trending, Mr. Minnis.
I'm happy to be here, and thanks for the introduction.
It's great to have you here with us. So tell us, first off, how did this whole art competition come together?
Well, it started with my deciding to put my songs in a series of songbooks. And there'll be 3 of them, each one with 30 songs.
Okay.
And we're about to launch the first one. Instead of just having a book launch, we thought we'd try to get the kids involved. And so we thought of an art contest where the children went from primary school to senior high will have the opportunity to do their version of what Naughty Johnny is like, or the person from the buffet.
Okay.
And this way, at the book launch, well, the deadline for entry would be the end of April.
Okay.
And shortly after that, we'll have the judging and the book launch, and the winners will be announced at the book launch. And this is going to be at the National Gallery on Main Street.
It sounds very, very exciting. So tell us, what's the theme for this year, if there is one, and what should young artists be thinking about as they create what you said, either Naughty Johnny or the buffet in their designs?
Well, basically, we mentioned Naughty Johnny because it's one of the most popular songs that I've done, and the kids know it, and they have even acted out certain parts of it.
If someone is ready to enter, what do they need to know? How do they submit to be a part of this competition?
Well, I've sent them information to the schools, and so hopefully the art teachers and so on would introduce them to it and guide them, and then the entries could be put online, or they could be taken to the National Gallery, and then we would curate them and decide on the winners, and they would be announced at the book launch.
Okay, that sounds interesting. And so when the entries start rolling in, what really stands out to the judges? What would they be looking for once you start to kind of get everything together?
Well, we're going to get some professional artists as judges, but they'll be looking for the creativity, the imagination of the kids, and also how they use the medium to bring it across, you see. And so it's really, we've got some guidelines for them that come out with the contest. And the judges will know what the guidelines are, and they'll judge accordingly.
Now, you said you've sent some information out to the schools, to the art teachers. Yes. Now, this is an evening show. Obviously, we may have some parents watching. Just let them know, just in case they want to tell their art kid, hey, this sounds like something you need to be a part of. So what would they need to keep in the back of their mind if they're interested?
If they're interested, the information is also on my website, eddieminnis.com. And so they can go there, see the contest rules, and see what they need to do to get their work in.
Everyone also wants to know what's up for grabs. Are there any prizes that come along with this competition?
Well, yeah, definitely. There's going to be a trophy or a plaque. We're not quite sure exactly what. But in each category, there's going to be gift certificates, because Sherwood Williams is one of the sponsors.
Right.
And the like in the third place finisher, well, each person will get an autographed copy of the book.
Okay.
And the third place would get, I think, about, I think it's $150 gift certificate to get art supplies. Second would be $350, and first would be $500.
So we're also hearing there's a Naughty Johnny dance challenge in the mix as well. So tell us how that ties in and how the young people could jump in on the fun with that as well.
Well, we were going to do them concurrently, yeah, but I think that would be an overload.
Okay.
So there'll be a second launch with the Naughty Johnny dance contest. And this one is open to the entire Bahamas.
Okay,
It is not,
okay.
and I was told that some of the school kids are already starting to work on their dance routine.
I know people are always excited when you show up with either your art, and now you put it pen to paper and presenting this out there.
Well,
So
one of the
give us
ventures
some
is that music industry has changed. Remember when it was vinyl, then cassettes, then CDs, now it's MP3 and so on.
And digital.
And so I figured the best way to preserve the music would be in a book. Each book is, this is the first of 3 books.
Awesome.
Each book is going to have 30 original songs. Every song is going to be illustrated, and then I'm also going to explain the inspiration behind each song.
So I know a lot of people are going to be looking forward to that, but obviously you are a Bahamian legend that continues to inspire the next generation now through creativity and culture. So Minister Minnis, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing with us this opportunity for young people to get in on the fun with you and your book launch. Up next, we highlight a film director who is leaving her mark on the world. Stay with us.
Like, what you grabbing all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large one-topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, VAT included, but
I need the $10 special plate. How many would you like? 20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it? The Marcos got that deal, but...
I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
Bang ding, bing bang ding, ding ding dong, dum dum dong, ding bang ding, bing bang ding, ding ding dong, dum dum dong, ding bang ding, bing bang ding, ding bang ding, ding ding dong.
She is an award-winning filmmaker, educator, and founder of Seabreeze Media, Inc., whose work focuses on powerful, deeply human storytelling through film. Her projects have been featured at major festivals and platforms, earning recognition for their creativity, emotional depth, and unique perspectives on lived experiences.
Bahamian Footprints, presented by Coca-Cola.
She is now continuing that work through new films that explore love, memory, identity, and place in deeply personal ways. Joining us now is Sakia Dorset. Thank you so much for being with us here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So let's start at the beginning. What first inspired you to become a filmmaker?
I always knew that I wanted to tell stories. I asked for a camera for 3 Christmases. 3 Christmases, I asked my mother for a camera, and all 3 I was disappointed until the final one. And once I got a camera in my hand, I never put it down. I recorded everything. I went to St. Augustine's College. I recorded every single person. In fact, I just sent them a clip the other day of us in the cafeteria at prom. I just love storytelling, and I just love capturing life unfold. And so I was always inspired by what that felt like. I think I felt it in my body holding the camera. I felt it recording folks. I felt people interacting with me. And I think that's why I just love documentary filmmaking.
So looking back, what were some key moments that shaped your path as a storyteller?
You know, my mother was always capturing us. I think she started with Polaroids. She had different photographer friends that would capture us. And there's something about that memory from those images is where I first started to see that I could almost freeze time. And so once I began to see that I could freeze time, that I think is what continued to inspire me. When I told my mother that I wanted to become a director, she was really, really excited. And she asked me, well, you know, that's so good because, you know, I have this connection at the funeral home and you're going to go to the funeral home and you're going to figure it out. And I was just like, a funeral home? And she thought I wanted to be a funeral director. No, I wanted to be a film director. And from there, I went off to study at school. She always said, you know, I want you to be able to come back home and figure out working here. And so when I first went to school, I actually went to school for computer science. And I called her 2 years and I said, Mom, this is not going to work. And so because of my mother, because of her sacrifice, she actually transferred me to Hofstra University. And that's when I began my path with filmmaking. And the first ever film I made was an experimental film about my partner at the time, Wisdom and Understanding, that got into a film festival in New York. And I thought, oh my God, this is a feeling that I want to capture. I just remember sitting in the audience, people reacting to the film, people applauding afterward. And I was like, wow, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
That is beautiful. So your work is known for being visually powerful and emotionally rich. How do you decide which stories to tell?
I mean, it really is about stories that I can't shake. And it's really about thinking about what I don't see. And so, you know, when I turn on Netflix, I don't see enough stories about Black queer individuals. And I definitely don't see enough stories about the Caribbean. And so those are the things that I say, hey, I need to put myself out there. I need to see more images of my reflection. And that is what inspires me to tell stories.
And so your films often explore themes like love, memory, identity, and place. What continues to draw you to those ideas?
Well, when I think about memory, I think about memory as either collective memory or personal memory. When I think about place, I think about home. When I think about love, it's just not a rom-com. It's about deep devotion to your country, deep devotion to ideas and identity. And so those topics and themes are universally and emotionally resonant. And I find that they connect audiences in some of the most unimaginable ways. And I love to tell personal stories. And so, you know, when I think about memory, I worked on a documentary for NBC called Stonewall the Revolution, which was about the struggle for LGBTQ liberation in America, which also impacted global liberation for folks. And that is a story that deals with memory and identity intersection, but also deals with love, you know, loving yourself, self-love, and loving people. So I think those themes always come through for me, and they always resonate with an audience.
And speaking of audiences, what do you hope audiences feel or take away after watching your work?
The audience is very important to me. Sometimes I want the audience to simply feel reflected, to simply see themselves. Other times, I want my work to expand the hearts and minds of people.
And so one of your recent films explores Caribbean cultural experiences and stigma. So what conversations are you hoping that work sparks?
I am thrilled at Caribbean Queen, which is a short film. We actually premiered it at New Fest at BAM an incredible venue in New York. It is an original idea from my cinematographer, Tiff Amor Tejeda, and co-written with a Jamaican playwright, Carl O'Brien Williams. It is supported by Caribbean Equality Project, which is a nonprofit that continues to push justice and social justice in America, specifically for queer Caribbean immigrants. And when I think about that story is about a young boy that wants to be queen of the West Indian Day Carnival Parade. And it really calls into question, can we be both queer and Caribbean? The short answer is yes. That is our identity. And through this storytelling, we get to see his journey to self-love, to acceptance by his family and his community. And it is all done through Carnival. This film, for me, this Caribbean Queen, is a story that finally says to myself, it is okay. It is okay to be who I am.
And you're also developing a project about love and connection over time. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I'm really proud of 20 Years of Longing. It's a project that's supported by Tribeca Studios, which is a part of Tribeca Festival, Jerome Foundation, and Firelight Media. And it is a deeply personal project. It explores, first of all, my journey to the States, my journey meeting my wife. We've been together now for 20 years. And it really talks about migration. I am Bahamian, she is Haitian. There is multiple layers to that conversation. As we know, the Bahamas continues to grapple with their Haitian citizens. And so we are doing all of that in this piece. It is going to be a pretty powerful film.
So what advice then would you give to someone who wants to start telling their own stories through film?
If you want to start telling your own stories through film, definitely start where you are, start small, but be ready to do the work. There are so many resources about writing, about filming, that are out there that you can dive deep into. But most importantly, to be true to yourself, to tell your personal story.
Such a powerful and inspiring conversation that you shared with us today, and it's a beautiful reminder of storytelling and the way that it can shape how we understand each other around the world. So thank you so much, Zakaya, for joining us and for sharing your journey with us today. So we definitely look forward to see what you will be creating next. So thank you so much again.
Of course, please look out for 20 Years of Longing. It will be out in 2028. I Love Bed-Stuy is coming very soon. And Caribbean Queen hopefully will be in the Bahamas shortly. I'm working on a screening there.
Awesome. Thanks again.
Take care.
Well, there's more What's Trending after the break.
I'm in heaven, and my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
I'm Jordan, by the way. Tom.
Guess who hit the road for a very special pop-up? Why, us, of course. And who better to spend the evening than with celebrity chef Marcus Samuelsson, who curated the perfect night. Cool ocean breezes, stunning views, and a menu filled with sushi and crafted cocktails. And if the night had a soundtrack, he says it would be soca, because Caribbean fusion is at the heart of everything he creates. Let's take a look at how it all came together.
Respecting the place, right? We have the best conch in the world, so it has to be on the menu. We have great seafood here. The water is right there. And it's just not about, we're not trying to be like a traditional Japanese restaurant. That's not who we are. Katsuya can do that. Other restaurants can do that. We here fitting into the sushi culture, into the rice culture with our flavor point of views. And I think that's where when our restaurant works the best. It's when we bring our pride, our joy into the party. There's so many places where people come to eat. They come to us for an experience.
For celebrity chef Marcus Samuelson, it was a no-brainer selecting the pairing for his recent Nigiri and Negroni pop-up at Marcus Up Top.
You have the best view, but also the bar, right? You want to have something that is bar-focused. The Negroni is definitely bar-focused, right? And then just have the sushi bites, looking out of the view. This is something that is very, very special. And that's what we want to do. We are more than a restaurant. We bring people together to have those special memories together, whether you're local or you come from abroad. It's going to be hand rolls, you know, like light and fun. And these are Caribbean inspired, right? It's not sushi the way you would get in Japan. That's not the point. We have sushi restaurants like that. This is us. We have conch, we have fried chicken, we have jerk inspired. We're here, you know, we're going to do it the way it's incorporated. We take pride that we're here in Bahamas and we want to do it Bahamian style.
I have my Negroni. I'm gonna have a sip because it's a little windy out here, so I know it's gonna be great. This is the island conch roll. And what's in it? It's craft conch, it's mango, it's avocado, it's eel sauce, and of course you get the spicy mayo. Look at that. Doesn't it look delicious? All right. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Mmm. Mmm. I think this is my favorite one. Got mango. I'll give it the right taste.
And while the chefs continue to expand the menu, they're also celebrating the time they've had to share with guests.
This year, July, will be our 5th year anniversary. We've been here for 5 years.
Yes.
And the goal is to stay relevant, and I think we have. We've been consistent in the community. We've been a staple in our, in Nassau, in this Bahamian community. And, you know, we just keep pushing the bar. That's what we will do.
And it's been great 5 years because we came out of the pandemic when we didn't know, no one knew what would be next. But to see it from all the work, the cooking classes in the schools, handing out food in different places, but also celebrating the guests. For me, it's a full experience. You can't just pick the raisins. It's a full experience. And people have been great to us. And we have a lot of gratitude to that. And I can see the same with the Nigiri and Negroni. We're gonna do it a bunch of times. We're gonna get it right. We're gonna listen to you guys. You guys gonna tell us what we did right and wrong. And then we have to listen and improve.
And of course, we couldn't let Chef Marcus go without some rapid-fire questions. One word for this pop-up.
Delicious.
Classic or twist Negroni?
The Negroni is actually classic, and the sushi is more a twist.
Wasabi, yes or no with everything?
Oh, wasabi, definitely. I worked in Japan, so I am definitely.
Your dream guest at the bar.
Oh, when are you coming through?
Welcome to What's Trending. Join me, Jiminita Swain.
And me, The Bahama Beauty, Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m.
Only on the ZNS Network.
You already started. You turned your passion into income. Time to level up. The Tourism Development Corporation's calling entrepreneurs ages 18 to 35 to enter the Blue, Orange, and Green Economy Pitch Competition on March 30th. If you're building something connected to tourism, this is your opportunity. This is your chance. Visit tdcbahamas.com to learn more about the different economies, program eligibility, and apply by March 23rd.
At the recent Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival in Exuma, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, as well as Bahamian performing artists, Iron Store and Funky D, spoke to the cultural heart of the event.
This is the 20th Bahamian Music and Heritage Festival. Started right here, continued for the last 20 years. This is about rhythm and resilience. This is about art and culture. This is about domestic tourism and the economy here in Exuma. Our vendors have done very well over the last 20 years. And this event is a signal of what the Ministry of Tourism do all across the country. This is one of my favorite festivals, and I am delighted at this time to be the Minister of Tourism as we celebrate 20 years of this Exuma festival. Supporting our artists means supporting our culture. Our culture is who we are, and we must continue to teach it in our schools, celebrate it at festivals like this one, and support our creative artists at every occasion we possibly can.
I feel like Bahamian music is so important. This is all we have, bro. This is us. And I always say that no one could do what we do, but we could do what everyone else do. That's how important our culture is.
You know, it's always a pleasure when you come and you have all of your, it's like everybody gives you a different little piece of what the culture is about. Music is me. I live, eat, sleep, drink music. And the culture of the Bahamas is like, always give me a great, that's what gives me the energy. The culture and the people, that's what it's all about.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
This Thursday, one Bahamian brand is turning nature into next-level innovation, blending culture, food, and design while embracing sand dollar digital currency in a bold way. We meet the visionary making it all happen. Well, thanks for watching. Stay connected with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Debate begins in Parliament on resolutions for the government to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company. Also, an expert weighing in on the growing number of young and homeless individuals in Grand Bahama, calling it a serious cause for concern. And a dirty situation. One resident says enough is enough, fed up with ongoing illegal dumping in his community.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, Prime Minister Philip Davis today led debate in the House of Assembly on resolutions to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company, telling Parliament that the move is aimed at reducing high energy costs for Grand Bahamians. This as Opposition Leader Michael Pintard raised the concerns about the details surrounding the acquisition. More on the government's push to acquire GBPC in tonight's top story.
Grand Bahama, your government has moved to acquire Grand Bahama Power Company. And what that means for you, practically, in your home and your business, is this. Your electricity will now be part of the same national system as the rest of the Bahamas.
Rejecting the status quo and choosing progress. That's how Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis opened a debate on resolutions for the government to bring the Grand Bahama Power Company under government control. The Prime Minister saying the decision before Parliament will determine whether Grand Bahamians remain trapped, paying nearly double what others across the country pay for electricity, or move toward a more equitable energy future.
We say no. That is why we signed a memorandum of understanding with the Grand Bahama Power Company to explore a transaction through which the government would acquire Emera's shares in the company. Why are we doing this? We're doing it because Grand Bahama deserves a path toward fairer electricity rates.
Prime Minister Davis declaring that his administration rejects the idea that Grand Bahama should remain the expensive exception, but opposition leader Michael Pintard pushing back, questioning the details surrounding the proposed acquisition.
If he opposes this resolution, then he should look the people of Grand Bahama in the eye and say plainly that he is prepared to leave them in that position.
The only question that matters today, Madam Speaker, is whether the deal before us is the right deal for Grand Bahama, Madam Speaker, whether the numbers add up, whether the risks have been disclosed, whether the plan is sound, and whether this government has done the basic work that a transaction of this size and magnitude demands before asking Parliament to put the full faith and credit of the Bahamian people and Treasury behind it.
Pintard also raising concerns about the government's ability to deliver lower energy costs, calling for a clear strategy on how those reductions would be achieved. Energy Minister JoBeth Kobe Davis responding, outlining the administration's position on the path forward.
The entire Bahamas, except Grand Bahama, is paying the base rate verified and approved by ERCA that you see as a tariff rate implemented at BPL. When the government concludes, the entire GB Power tariff rate will be transitioned to the uniformed tariff rate that's being used throughout the rest of the Bahamas. We have a levelized cost of energy throughout the entire Bahamas except Grand Bahama.
Meanwhile, Grand Bahama residents pay some of the highest electricity rates in the country. On Wednesday, the Minister for Grand Bahama seconded a resolution in the House of Assembly supporting the government's planned acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company. A move, she says, would improve reliability, lower costs, and create a fairer system for residents and businesses. Raven Davis reports.
Energy reform is economic reform. That's the position from Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, as the government moves to acquire the Grand Bahama Power Company. Now, the administration is seeking parliamentary approval to borrow up to $280 million to finance the deal, $200 million for the acquisition and $80 million for critical capital works.
The acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company represents a fundamental shift. It brings the island's electricity infrastructure into the hands of the Bahamian people. It allows the government to bring relief and move from a model driven primarily by private returns to one guided by national development, public interest, and long-term sustainability.
Seconding the resolution in the House of Assembly Wednesday, Minister Moxie described the move as more than just a transfer of ownership, calling it a transformation that would pave the way for investment in the grid, upgrades to aging infrastructure, improved generation capacity, and greater reliability.
The stark reality is that for decades, residents and businesses on Grand Bahama have endured an electricity system that is too expensive, too unreliable, and too inconsistent to support modern life or economic expansion.
She also pointed to a disparity in electricity costs, noting that Grand Bahama residents pay significantly more than customers in New Providence and the Family Islands.
Residential customers in New Providence using between 351 and 800 kilowatt hours were charged a base rate of 11.95 cents per kilowatt hour by BPL. In comparison, the Grand Bahama Power Company charges a base rate of $22.87 per kilowatt hour.
almost double for the same usage range. This disparity is not just a technical issue. It is a social and economic burden.
Minister Moxie adds the move would allow Grand Bahama Energy Company Limited, a government-formed entity, to take over operations with the goal of improving reliability, reducing costs, and leveling the playing field for residents and businesses. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Well, switching gears now, concerns are growing over the number of young people experiencing homelessness across the Bahamas. Experts say many of these cases are rooted in trauma, family instability, and untreated mental health struggles. Certified traumatologist from the Resilience Center, Dr. Andy Lang, is speaking out about the factors driving the crisis and how unresolved trauma can push some young people into extreme psychological distress. Here's Yolanda Thompson-Everest with that report.
More and more young people in the Bahamas are finding themselves without stable homes, and specialists say the issue goes deeper than poverty. Certified traumatologist Dr. Andy Lang says untreated trauma, abuse, and emotional instability can push vulnerable youth into crisis, sometimes leading to severe psychological breakdowns.
A lot of young people, they're struggling with depression, they're struggling with trauma, they have trauma histories, anxiety, as well as addiction.
He also highlights a serious issue that occurs when youth age out of structured support. Young people leaving foster care, residential homes, or the juvenile justice system are often forced into independence before they are ready.
I stand to be corrected on this, but I don't know of any transitional housing or facilities available on this island. So without transitional support, many lack housing and unemployment.
Dr. Lang explains that some situations become so serious that families are no longer able to cope on their own. He notes that when individuals show erratic behavior, such as talking to themselves or seeming disconnected from reality, it often signals deeper psychological or medical problems. He also emphasizes a critical point. Some people have a genetic predisposition to mental illness, which can remain hidden for years, only becoming active when triggered by certain life events or conditions.
That lies dormant, and it lies dormant until a trigger happens, and then something happens within the person's environment that serves as a trigger for that mental illness.
While he says that with the help of resources such as medication and counseling, they can lead a satisfying life, but the question is, will they ever return back to 100% normalcy? Lang says it's uncertain.
I don't know that they can, but certainly with medication, families, support systems, and counseling, they can lead satisfying and productive lives.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest.
Well, in other news, a Freeport resident is speaking out after repeatedly dealing with what he describes as a dirty situation. The culprit reportedly continues to dump trash illegally, ignoring requests to stop, leaving the community exhausted and frustrated. He believes that more can be done to tackle this overbearing issue of polluting in the area. Yolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
Bottles, appliances, and even dead animals allegedly dumped in a Freeport neighborhood, leaving residents frustrated and concerned. Now, resident Leroy Reckley says he's at his wit's end, claiming repeated pleas for the person responsible to stop have been ignored as the problem continues to grow.
It's been going on for the last 6 years, and I always come behind and clean it up. But my concern is 80% of the legal dumping is one place in particular. And I'm trying to take this where we could take this to another level and how we could educate people not to do this, right? But this particular place in is outrageous. I mean, the dirt is filthy.
Rackley says Lambert Drive was once closed off, but after a nearby homeowner requested access and the road reopened, he claims the man used the area as a dumping ground. He says it didn't stop there, alleging illegal dumping has also taken place on several track roads in the Churchill area.
It's power went off or something, or a refrigerator, and he just grabbed all the bags and threw them on the ground. And when I get there, the dogs had them all over the place, stink. And then he brought, this is the second dead dog that he bring and just dropped there. Okay? He dropped one here in a garbage bag, but it done rotten. And he dropped one across from me.
Despite not living directly near the dumping sites, Ragley says he still takes it upon himself to clean the areas wherever he notices debris. He adds that other residents have also raised concern.
We have the potato skins, the onion skins, everything all over the road. And then I have to clean it because I live here. And then all of the neighbors, they calls me.
The concerned resident says his commitment to keeping the area clean spans more than 40 years. While he appreciates the efforts of community groups, he believes more needs to be done. He adds that those responsible for littering should be held accountable, even if it's not through legal action.
If we could send a message to the magistrates, tell the magistrates, hey, send them to us. Don't lock them up. Charge them a fee. Let them donate something to us and charge them a fee. But let them come to us and clean up the mess they make and do it for a certain time. And then they'll understand.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
And still to come.
Police Month continues and junior achievers are giving back in a major way. Stay tuned for that story, sports and more when we come back.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
It's a big weekend at Dolly Madison. On March 27th and 28th, it's Dolly's excellent early Easter deals. Get 25% off store-wide. It's the perfect time to get everything you need to spring into the next season. That's March 27th and 28th. 25% off the entire store. Now that's some excellent savings. Open Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Dolly Madison.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers, support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress.
Island Manor Farm Store, in partnership with Prosperina AgTech, present Raised Bed Gardening Training. 3 weeks of hands-on learning for just $100. Classes start April 28th. Call 727-5222 to register. Don't miss Third Dimension's pre-Easter store-wide sale. Get 20% off store-wide and 15% off tiles, March 27th and 28th. Shop in store on Yellow Pine Street or online at thirddimension242.com. Third Dimension, everything you need for less.
Save more drugs, from cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family, the brands you're looking for, the quality you expect, vitamins you need, and prescriptions you came for. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Well, as Police Month continues through the month of March, the Junior Achievement Grand Bahama Shipyard Company is giving back to the island's finest. President of the Junior Achievement Company, Andres Burrows, notes that giving back entails more than just a free breakfast.
Breakfast, we're also providing them with health service checkups by nurses, so that's something that we're doing today for the police.
He adds the initiative is meant to be a moral booster for the brave men and women who protect and serve our communities.
It goes more than just serving police, but it's also it goes into now serving the people who serve us. We often take for granted the things that the police do for us, to being able to go to sleep and wake up without anyone harming us, without people robbing us, without people stealing from us. So it's very dear to me that we're able to do this initiative for the police.
Great initiative. Well, the culture and community will take center stage in Grand Bahama at the UB North campus later this month as organizers prepare for Culturama 2026. It is an event designed to celebrate all things uniquely Bahamian. Dean of Faculty Dr. Veronica Ferguson says the goal is to bring people together while reinforcing the importance of cultural identity. She emphasizes events like Culturama help to keep Bahamian traditions alive and connect generations.
We all are aware that culture forms identity. So it's important for us to talk about our Bahamian culture and celebrate that. And so Culturama will bring together the community, it will bring together our artisans, and they're good memories of Culturama and the things that we do that are uniquely Bahamian.
We're hosting our Culturama 2026 on Friday, March 27th. From 2 p.m. until 8:30 p.m., we're inviting the entire Grand Bahama public to come out and support.
This family-friendly event is expected to feature a wide range of entertainment and cultural showcases that features the depth and diversity of Bahamian talent. Organizers say the event is expected to be an exciting experience for both residents and visitors.
Events like Culturama play an important role in showcasing the culture and heritage of the Bahamas to both our visitors and our locals alike.
We're expecting performances from the Bahamas Dance Theater, Urban Renewal Marching Band. We're going to be debuting the UB North Pop Band, as well as a fashion show and lots more.
I'd like to send a sincere thank you to our sponsors, which are CG Atlantic, Ministry of Grand Bahama, Ministry of Tourism, and the Grand Bahama Port Authority. We are inviting more sponsors, and so if you would like more information on that, you can contact us at 359-4263.
Well, the Grand Bahama Christian Council is inviting persons from across the island to take part in this year's March to Calvary. Organizers say the event is not just a walk for believers, but a walk for all to take part in as a public declaration of faith in Jesus. This year, the march is being expanded across different communities throughout Grand Bahama as churches join together with one mission, spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ on Good Friday, April 3rd.
But this year we said, something, we're going to spread our wings further. At least we're going to resurrect the west and the east end of the islands of Grand Bahama. So this year we'll be separating the march into 3, central and also west end area and eastern area. We are looking forward for what the Lord is about to do on this march as a collective body in Christ, that we could stand up and we could commemorate the resurrection, the death of Jesus Christ.
Our Facebook friend of the night is Tanya Smith. We thank you so much for your support, and I hope that you enjoyed your day. And that is a look at stories making news today. Shane, what's happening in sports?
Listen, Hugh Campbell did a major thing. They won their division in Primary Island Sports. I'm sure you're happy about that.
Of course. My daughter graduating this year. She'll no longer be there, but I'm a Hornets. That's coming back. Good.
And I can't wait for the celebration as well.
All right, that's coming back after the break. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after this break.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at ZNS3news@gmail.com.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Big savings are here. The Do It Center is having a 2-day store-wide sale. Enjoy 20% off store-wide. Plus Saturday only get 30% off kitchen cabinets. Happening March 27th through the 28th from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Visit them today on Grand Bahama Highway. Do It Center. Let's get it done. Jackie's Bakery and Catering's hot cross buns are back March 30th to April 2nd. Fresh, delicious, and going fast. No orders, first come, first serve. Get yours at Jackie's Bakery or at Express Food Mart on Coral Road or Vallejo Road. Don't miss out.
Save more drugs. We got you. From cosmetics to prosthetics. What you need for your family. The brands you're looking for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Feel the love. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Welcome to the ZNS Total Sports Cave, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs. The Shockwave Elite Flag Football League is 5 weeks deep into its season, and the competition is getting more and more intense as the weeks go by. Here's founder Eugene McMinns, who gives a huge chunk of credit to the coaches coming out each and every week.
Let's start with the sacrifices the coaches are making, and a lot of these coaches are literally born-bred and their ground Bahamians and just sacrificing their time to get back to the community, because there used to be a massive football presence. I couldn't have grown the league without them, but I'm just so proud of seeing all the kids develop and seeing all the coaches being so passionate and just loving it. So right now we're a 14-team league. The juniors are electrifying. We're getting ready to have the second half with the seniors, and man, I'm just proud to see how fast the program is growing.
The game of the week featured the Blue Marlins riding an undefeated streak as they stood 4-0 coming into week 5. You know who had something to say about that? The 3-1 Thunder. They had a point to prove, and it showed in the final result, which was 28-14, handing the Blue Marlins their first L of the season.
Before the game, I was kind of nervous. Don't know if we was going to win, but we pulled through, and we got the bragging rights to say we win.
Meanwhile, over at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, Primary Island Sports coming to a thrilling close. Just before that happened, though, Valentino Butler would score some big points for the Hugh Campbell Hornets, winning the under-9 boys 800-meter crown.
I feel very good. I just bring it home for our team, and I can keep continuing to do it as I keep running and running.
The relays closed things out, and when it was all said and done, the Hugh Campbell Hornets dominated as champs of the Big Schools division in the final standings with a total of 360.5 points. The Walter Parker Pacers finished in a distant second with 206, and the Freeport Primary Conquerors rounded out the top 3 with 147. Over in the medium school division, the Martintown Primary Knights ran away with first place with 235.5 points. The Sunland Stingers are your second place finishers, totaling 126, and the BMES Warriors would finish third with 112.5 points. There was no catching the Tabernacle Falcons in the Little Schools division. They sprinted to first place with 245.5 points. The Lewis Yard Eagles locked up second place with 101 points, and the Wilbur Alton Tigers settled for third place with 60 points. And in the Little School division, Holmes Rock battled back to capture first place with a total of 35 points. The St. Paul Saints would finish second with 22, and LAS rounded out the top 3 with 14. And over in Grand Bahama Basketball Association playoff action, we've got a series between the New Era Gym Rats and Pizza Hut Lions. The series is all tied up at 1 game apiece, following the Gym Rats' 94-70 win. Javante Brannon went off for 22 points. Demario Johnson led the Lions in the loss with 16. And it's on to the next for the Dudley boys, who completed the 3-0 sweep of the Connect Shipping Jets, 99-79. Shamar Pinder poured in 23 points to lead the charge. Travis Wildgoose had a game-high 28 points, albeit in a loss. They'll await the winner of the Lions and Gym Rats to determine if they'll repeat as champs or if they'll be handing the title over this lap. And that's your sports fix this evening. Your local forecast is next. I'm Shane Stubbs. Catch you all on The Rebound.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
To introduce persons
that have never been in the gym into the gym. And the way we do that is by bringing them into a boot camp, introducing them to like cardio on the road, core training, aerobics training, and stuff like that. And then we introduce them slowly into a little bit of training in the gym. So eventually they can graduate into going to the gym. That's the whole purpose of NASFIT boot camp.
My name is Danica, a.k.a. Pretty Lifted.
My name is Nika Udit. I'm from Trinidad.
What by Johnny here. My role is just to push and motivate clients to get through the workout. No matter how hard it is, you push yourself and commit.
With the first one we did, the community loved it because we put out all those results.
It's gonna be fun, you're gonna get in shape, and 1 foot in the door is better than none.
It's summer's in 2 months, so let's go. I'm an official trainer at the NASFIT Boot Camp.
I'm an upcoming trainer at the NASFIT Boot Camp. You don't wanna miss this. See you there.
I'm Coach Allstate. I'm one of the official trainers in the upcoming boot camp. You can reach us at 806-4238 or 458-5775. WhatsApp or call.
This is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we're not just cultivating produce. We're cultivating producers.
At Save More Drugs, we got you. We got what you want. We got what you need. We got what you came for. The quality you expect. The prices you need and deserve. Save more at Save More Drugs.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for watching. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves? And how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure to channel these young men and women in the right direction to sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, help yourself. Stay focused. Use basketball. Don't let basketball use you. I love the game. The game has been good to me, and I just want to give back to the young people who have opportunity so the game can be good to them. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, a senior police officer finds himself on the wrong side of the law and spends his first night on remand. Plus, swipes exchanged during debate on 2 resolutions targeted at ending Grand Bahama's unfair energy prices. And away with the mask. The health minister announces a date to ditch mask wearing at health facilities. The Bahamas tonight, the national report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Topping news, a high-ranking police officer is tonight behind bars, his future in limbo as he is now charged with murder stemming from an incident that occurred just this past Saturday that resulted in the fatal shooting of an American man. It is a situation being closely watched. And now Corval Pyfrom joins us with the very latest. Corval?
And Makushla, this is a case that is garnering a lot of attention both here at home and in the U.S. and because of both who the accused and the victim are. The accused is 51-year-old Superintendent of Police Pernille Pinder. The victim, 31-year-old American Cody Castillo. Pinder was charged today with Castillo's murder. It didn't take long after the officer's arraignment for the U.S. Embassy to issue a response. Ambassador Herschel Walker saying, quote, "I am pleased to see the government of the Bahamas has moved to bring murder charges against the police officer accused of shooting an American citizen this past weekend." Walker also offered assistance from the U.S.'s Federal Bureau of Investigation, or the FBI, to support the RBPF in its investigation. Later in the statement, he said his prayers are with the victim's family, as well as the RBPF and the family of the suspect. The U.S. Embassy, following the incident, urged Bahamian authorities to ensure that there was justice without delay. And Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis followed, also calling for an investigation into this, as well as a second police-involved shooting that occurred early Monday morning. And just Tuesday, National Security Minister the Honorable Wayne Monroe pushed back against suggestions the investigation wasn't transparent enough.
We've seen any number of police officers, correctional officers, RBDF officers brought before the court by the Royal Bahamas Police Force investigations. In fact, a lot of the complaints or a lot of the conversation is about the number of law enforcement officers being charged before the court. Well, surely that is proof that law enforcement is just that. They enforce the law regardless of who you are.
And Superintendent Pinder appeared before Chief Magistrate Ancella Evans. The officer was not required to enter a plea to the lone murder charge. He was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Corrections and will next appear in court on July 25th. Makushla.
Well, thanks, Corval. Now, also appearing in court today, two women captured in a viral video, and the charges against them, no small matter. 37-year-old Strelanda Bastian stood before senior magistrate Aniska Isaacs, facing a string of offenses, including obscene language, disorderly behavior, assaulting a police officer, resisting arrest, threats of harm, and damage. The incident, caught on camera and spreading across social media, shows Bastian in a bra during a heated altercation with a male police officer. In court, Bastian denied all allegations. Prosecutors pushed back hard, objecting to bail, but defense counsel fought back, urging the court to release his client. Magistrate Isaac sided with the defense, granting bail at $5,500. Meanwhile, 30-year-old Tanisha Bastian, also featured in the viral videos, faced similar charges, minus the damage count. She too was granted bail, set slightly lower at $4,500. Both women are set to return to court on June 2nd. Meantime, a court appearance awaits the man behind the country's latest homicide. That is, once detectives close in and make an arrest. Desmond Saunders has the details of last night's gun violence in the otherwise quiet community of South Beach.
This is not South Beach. This is known as quiet South Beach. And for an incident like this to happen in South Beach, we are lost for words, really.
A quiet South Beach neighborhood shattered by gunfire just after 8:30 Wednesday evening. Chaos erupted on Ruthland Avenue off South Beach Drive, bullets ringing out where families say peace once lived.
Officers arrived on scene. They discovered an adult male with apparent gunshot wounds to the upper body.
Police press liaison officer, Chief Superintendent of Police Sharia King says the adult male victim in his early 30s was outside his home working on a car when a dark-colored vehicle pulled up. Seconds later, gunfire. Investigators revealed the victim was being electronically monitored for a serious offense, adding another layer to an already chilling crime scene.
He's one of us. He is one of our homeboys. It's melee.
From Member of Parliament for South Beach backers roll, the violence cuts deep. He says surveillance cameras in the area could be key and promises full cooperation with police. Now what's left is a grieving family, shaken neighbors, and a bloodstained pavement that serves as a stark reminder of the cost of crime. Here in South Beach, Desmond Saunders of Bahamas Tonight.
Well, we also have the story tonight of 3 men left nursing wounds after the vehicles they were driving collided near Mount Pleasant. LaDon Davis takes it from here.
A visible trail of blood covered with sand was evident of the collision. A wrecker also still on the scene, removing the mangled golf cart on the Western Road near Lyford Key, where a traffic accident unfolded just before noon on Wednesday. According to police, a mini red coupe driven by a male occupant was heading south along Western Road in the area of Mount Pleasant when he collided with 2 male occupants on a red golf cart. One of them, an 85-year-old male resident. An eyewitness, Freeman Hanna, is concerned about his friend's current condition.
I think he's lost some blood. He had trauma to his head. And the other gentleman, I didn't get to see him. But the looks of things is not to say the worst as yet, until you can hear from doctors, etc.
We're told that officers from the Western Traffic Division were also on the scene conducting the investigations and other bystanders. Hannah gave an account of what he observed.
The owner of the golf cart's name was Sam, and the other driver, I understand, is someone who's working with him. And they apparently left the job site to come take a break. Unfortunately, I wasn't there at the very beginning of things, but the bus dropped me here, and there was the ambulance and the police already here, and Sam was laying out in the ambulance.
Police are not able to confirm whether or not speed was a factor in this accident. However, they say both men are still nursing wounds in hospital and the injuries sustained are non-life-threatening. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDon Davis.
Well, the ending far more tragic over in Exuma following a mishap there Tuesday evening. According to police, a 29-year-old motorcyclist was on Queens Highway in the area of Hoopers Bay when he was struck by a vehicle and thrown from his bike. The victim was rushed to the Exuma healthcare facility where he died soon after. Over in Mayaguana, 2 people aboard a Piper aircraft are tonight breathing a sigh of relief after an early afternoon scare, now the subject of an investigation. Preliminary reports are that the plane was on its way from Puerto Rico to the Exuma International Airport when the pilot alerted air traffic control of engine problems. Now, this forced him to divert to the Mayaguana airport, but upon landing, the plane reportedly exited the runway, eventually resting in nearby bushes. The extent of injuries to the 2 occupants unknown up to airtime. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Authority has, however, assured that the matter is under active investigation. It's expected that a preliminary report will be made public within 30 days. Well, coming up, it's no April Fool's joke. Mandatory masks at healthcare facilities will soon be a thing of the past. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
There are some things that are undeniably Bahamian. A good count salad, junkanoo, the way we worship, the way we take care of one another, all undeniably Bahamian. And right in the midst of our iconic things, places, and people is Commonwealth Bank. Increasing access, sponsoring dreams, working alongside Bahamians to increase the quality of their lives for more than 60 years. Commonwealth Bank, nothing more than being Bahamian. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
I just found out that KFC has an irresistible promo.
Crunch into the juicy flavor of the new KFC Wrap Star, a classic made modern that's crunchy, melty, and grilled to perfection for all the journeys of your day. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Welcome to BPATH. Come with me. I want to give you a quick tour of the Bahamas Polytechnic Accreditation and Training Hub. Come on in. I'm excited. You're gonna keep me in shape today. BPAT will offer classes in AI, robotics, engineering, solar energy, family and consumer science, hybrid mechanics. This is going to be a center of excellence. BPAT grads will receive professional credentials, making them certified and job ready. I wish I brought my tennis shoes. The education really is about how we develop the potential of young people, but also how we fuel their aspirations. It's going to be great. BPAT is on its way. Registration is opening soon. Look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome back to another episode of The Movement. For generations, Potter's Key Dock has powered livelihoods without ever being powered itself. This historic marine hub has operated through ingenuity, resilience, and makeshift solutions. But today, it stands on the threshold of transformation. Well, the groundwork has officially started to electrify the Potter's Key Dock for the very first time in our nation's history. And the Ministry of Energy is calling the project a major step in modernization and sustainability. The Ministry of Energy is now laying the groundwork to electrify the dock for the very first time. And leading the charge is Energy Minister JoBeth Colby Davis, who toured the site, meeting with vendors whose daily lives stand to benefit from this long-awaited upgrade.
I think all the vendors are grateful for it because we use sometimes 4 or 5 generators a year. And we say thank you to the minister.
So today, this project means access to reliable and sustainable power to continue to grow their businesses.
The electrification project is being led by the Ministry of Energy, working alongside Bahamas Power and Light, the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, and the Ministry of Works. This new system will introduce lowering operational costs and environmental impact over time.
Each individual stall will have their own dedicated meter. We are also installing spare infrastructure for the next 20, 30, even 40 years.
The Ministry of Energy is so proud to be at the forefront of this national and historic initiative, and we invite everyone to celebrate the electrification of Potter's Key Dock.
Now, vendors say that more reliable electricity changes everything. But of course, the Ministry of Energy says that this project is just a part of a more elaborate plan to make the Bahamas into a more energy-efficient place.
You're looking at a shot there of Bonefish Pond National Park, established back in 2002. The area serves as an important nursery for both conch and crawfish. That shot courtesy of our drone pilot, Shane Gibson. Welcome back from Parliament. Topping the agenda today, lifting the electricity burden of Grand Bahama. The government maintains the resolution to purchase the Grand Bahama Power Company will free Grand Bahamians while putting them on a path to fair electricity rates. Now, leading off debate on the resolution, Prime Minister the Honourable Philip Davis, who contends that one island should not be boxed into a separate and more expensive structure.
Now, some ask whether government should take on this responsibility. I welcome that question because the record answers it. Our record answers it. That's right. The facts on the ground show what is possible. Across the country, Madam Speaker, BPL has been modernizing grid infrastructure, integrating solar and storage, improving resilience, reducing outages, and moving toward a more efficient and diversified system. That's right. The material before us shows clearly that Grand Bahama can benefit from that experience in resilience, reliability, fuel diversification, efficiency, affordability, and long-term planning.
Parliament's morning session also found the government again defending its efforts to reduce passport fraud and strengthen the system. In doing so, the Prime Minister called out the former Free National Movement and its cabinet ministers for relaxing the passport system back in 2019, a decision he condemned as reckless.
at a time when countries everywhere were moving toward tighter checks, they loosened ours. At a time when the value of the Bahamian passport had to be protected, they reduced the safeguards. And now they want to behave as though they are the defenders of the passport. No way, Madam Speaker.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard, who last week tabled the list in the House of Assembly, sought to defend the former government, with the Prime Minister maintaining the corrective action of the current administration.
The list that was laid, the vast majority of those persons on the list, Madam Speaker, were not renewals. These were persons who were applying for a passport under their administration. So his point that any adjustments we made relative to e-passport renewal doesn't arise in this case. The list that he's referring to are persons who applied for new passports under them. We did nothing to make that easier.
So when the leader of the opposition waves his papers in this House, let the country know, let the country understand what he's really waving. This is as a result of the work of the Progressive Party's government, where they're enforcing our laws. He's waving the results of our cleanup. He is waving the evidence produced by a tighter system.
Well, after years of pandemic-related restrictions, Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Michael Darville today announced in the House of Assembly that mask wearing in healthcare facilities will no longer be mandatory starting next month.
This amendment will revoke Rule 9 of the 2021 Health Services COVID-19 rule in alignment with the country's public health policy and recommendations from the Pan American Health Organization. I must admit that this ruling was a long time coming, but in the abundance of cautions coming out of the pandemic and the increased instances of flu-like viruses, the program maintained, and finally, we are here today where the mask mandate would be lifted on April the 1st, 2026.
Well, legislators greeted this morning by line staff of the University of the Bahamas who staged a protest in Rawson Square decrying a number of issues they claim have been outstanding for a decade. Bahamas Public Services Union President Kingsley Ferguson claimed the workers' salaries haven't been reviewed since 2016. That and other issues, he says, need to be urgently addressed, particularly in the midst of the rising cost of living.
The salary review, the merit pay, and we have not gotten to the table after presenting a proposed industrial agreement to the University of the Bahamas and the additional unresolved grievances that we would have had. We have been advised that until the salary review is completed, we would be unable to get to the table. And so we are saying this morning, we wish to get to the table. We understand that the bell is going to ring shortly. We want to make certain that whatever funding is left available, that the people that we represent can be captured in that funding and receive what, we're not begging for anything, we're demanding what we've agreed to.
The BPSU president says UB issued a statement on the matter suggesting the union's claims are inaccurate. However, Ferguson maintains the salary scales of line staff haven't changed despite the institution's transition from a college to a university. Ferguson is also calling for UB President Robert Blaine and chair of UB's board, Allison Maynard Gibson, to be removed. And he's threatening industrial action if the matter is not resolved.
Appealing, Mr. Philip Brave Davis, please, we need your assistance in this regard. We are coming to you simply because we've exhausted diplomacy and now we have to come to you and you're where the buck stops. We expect that the University of the Bahamas and the government of the Bahamas to respect the issues and concerns that we would have agreed to in our industrial agreement. And so this morning we are saying to the Prime Minister, please remove Mrs. Allison Maynard Gibson. Please remove Dr. Robert Blaine if he does not intend to grab the bull by the horn and advance the premier tertiary institution in this country.
Well, UB's chair has since issued a response to our news team, noting that she's aware Presidents Ferguson and Blaine met today and that there is a mutual agreement on the way forward. Mrs. Maynard Gibson further assured that the board, the president, and the entire UB team value the relationship with the BPSU, adding that they thank and appreciate the UB team or members of BPSU for their commitment. Well, come have a chat with Chester this evening down in Exuma. That area's Member of Parliament is hosting a community engagement meeting and town hall designed to connect directly with residents. Our Cleopatra Murphy is there with the latest.
Good evening, Makushla. We're here at the St. Andrews Anglican Community Center here in Georgetown, Exuma, where the island's Member of Parliament, Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honourable Chester Cooper, is set to have an intimate discussion with the youth here on this island. Now, I'm here with one of those young persons, Danny Roll. Now, Ms. Roll, first of all, can you tell me, what are your thoughts and what are your expectations for tonight's event?
Some of my expectations for tonight is for the young people to voice their opinion to Mr. Cooper, get their words out, let him know all of the concerns that they have on the island, as well as within themselves personally, and hopefully that he would help them as best as he could to solve those issues.
And speaking of those concerns, what are some of those concerns, pressing issues that young persons would hope to be addressed on the island here?
Some of the real pressing issues that we have on the island is the first one, healthcare. The healthcare system, we need help towards getting more employers in the healthcare system to assist us in helping those who are in need. The healthcare system is a big one, as well as the roads. Fixing the roads is another big one that we have an issue with on the island.
Okay, and outside of that, Ms. Roll, how are you feeling overall about what is transpiring here on the island of Exuma? Do you feel enough progress is being made? Do you think more needs to be done?
I believe that progress is being made. It's not 100% yet. There is a lot more progress to be made, but those things come over time. We can't fix the entire island in one day. So I think the stuff that he has in plan and in store for us, we will be satisfied by the time that he's done.
All right, sounds good. Well, that's just a preview of what will be occurring here tonight. We'll have more details of what transpires throughout the course of the evening in the later newscast. Back to you, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Cleo. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight. The National Report returns after this.
Brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Introducing Valvoline Restore and Protect, a first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean, removing up to 100% of deposits, restoring your engine to perform like new. All new Restore and Protect, another first by Valvoline, distributed by Battery and Tire Specialists.
Introducing the Easy Renew portal, brought to you by the National Insurance Board. Renewing your national insurance card has never been easier.
I can renew our cards right from the comfort of our home.
And it's so convenient.
Wow. Whether you're at work or studying hard at the library, even when you're on the go or enjoying retirement.
This is so easy.
Day or night, the Easy Renew portal is there for you. Easy Renew portal. Convenience at your fingertips.
It's back. Agri-Expo 2026, presented by the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, April 10th through 12th at the Gladstone Road Agriculture Center. Agriculture, our heritage, our future, comes alive with the latest farming technologies, exciting cooking demonstrations and competitions, Bahamian farmers and vendors from across the islands, fun for the kids at the Kitty Corner, nightly musical concerts, and free admission for everyone. Bring the whole family and celebrate what feeds our nation. Agri-Expo 2026. Let's get growing.
Like, what you grabbing with all these pizzas, boy?
Wait, Marcos, wait. We have a special on all the large one topping pizzas, wait.
Pineapple.
All.
Barbecue.
All. Hey, that included, but
I need the $10 special plate.
How many of them would you like?
20 in it. Thank you so much, man. $10, that's it. The Marcos got that deal, boy.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code. Select your payment amount and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Oh, it's hump day, and what's better than that is the input we're going to get right now from Royston and Marlena in terms of what's coming up in Access Now.
I'm going to take that as high praise. Thanks so much, Bakushla. Of course, you know, we're always looking for our future leaders, and tonight we're going to be talking about an impressive and inspirational student. That's coming up later on in the show, of course.
Coming in from R.M. Bailey, making the school proud. We can't wait to find out all about him. Stay with us.
It's always nice to highlight our youth. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report continues after this.
It's back. Agri-Expo 2026, presented by the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, April 10th through 12th at the Gladstone Road Agriculture Center. Agriculture, our heritage, our future, comes alive with the latest farming technologies, exciting cooking demonstrations and competitions, Bahamian farmers and vendors from across the islands, fun for the kids at the Kitty Corner, nightly musical concerts, and free admission for everyone. Bring the whole family and celebrate what feeds our nation. Agri-Expo 2026. Let's get growing.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
It's definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we have made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we're not just cultivating produce. We're cultivating producers.
Back at Little Caesars and good. Our popular Chicago-style pizza is back for a limited time only. Enjoy this delicious, thick, buttery crust pizza that's packed with layers of cheese, meats, and veggies for just $18. That inclusive. Now available at all 5 of our locations. Little Caesars, Oaksville, Carmichael Road, East Street, Pineapple Plaza, Charles Saunders Highway, and One East Plaza.
Pizza.
Whether you need life insurance, an endowment plan, or health insurance, BAF has you for all stages of your life.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
Executive Director of Industry Facilitation for the Ministry of Tourism, Karen Seymour, as well as Coordinator of Family Island Development, Dawn Simmons, showed us what festival goers got to experience at Muttonfest 2026.
It's been fantastic. I mean, yesterday was a bit down, but nevertheless, the vendors assured us that things went well. Everyone sold, practically everyone sold out. The sponsors are happy. We're happy. I think over the course of the last, I would say, 4 years, we've gone from strength to strength. The team has really bought into it. The community, more than anything, has bought into it. Our sponsorship has grown. Everyone has, to a man, everyone has indicated that this is the best one yet. We have hotels buy in. We have the community members buying in. The Long Island Association has always been a great supporter. It's been fantastic.
Last night, despite the rain, the weather, we had a good come out. We had the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band. They performed. They did their performance. It was excellent. They haven't been here in quite a while. So that was something that was really hyped last night. And especially we have our local band, the High Tide Band. They performed as well. We also have Puzzle and Funky D. And of course, again, tonight we have Junkanoo. We haven't had Junkanoo, a really good Junkanoo night in a very long time. So I think that's going to be one of the highlights of the entertainment. So next year, 2027, we're looking forward to bigger and better things. This year is great, but 2027 will be bigger and better.
For more tourism updates, visit Tourism Today or Bahamas.com. I'm Michael Miller, and this is Tourism Today.
The students at CI Gibson get some new gear in the classrooms. Stick around for that.
Plus, the popular Abaco Neem brand gets an international award. Those details straight ahead.
Also, it's International Waffle Day. See how one company used the day to treat their customers. Sounds real tasty.
Oh, yeah. And in sports, Devin Charlton returns home to a hero's welcome.
Tonight, Access Now starts now.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Royston Jones.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, Access Now.
Welcome indeed. It's Wednesday, and by now the week has probably shown its hand, and you've likely had to play yours as well.
Little card play, I see what you did there. And whether the week has gone to plan or taken a few turns, well, there's still some time to play those cards well.
Absolutely, and as the great late Muhammad Ali once said, don't count the days, but make the days count. With that said, let's dive right into the news. A promise made, a promise kept. Making good on a promise made last September, the Honorable Wayne Monroe donated 12 desktop computers to geography students of the C.I. Gibson Senior High School on Tuesday. The donation hailed as an investment in the future of students and ultimately the country.
I can say that I'm confident that the Bahamas is in good hands, that these young people are focused in what they would wish to do. They're quite directed in how they can get there. And so the only thing that they would need from us is the resources to do so and the opportunity.
Say the new computers will make a major difference in their studies as personal electronic devices are not allowed on campus. Head girl Nefertari Lockhart expressed gratitude, saying the contribution will help them excel.
It's not every day that somebody would reach into their pocket and give something as valuable as computers that will hopefully help, no, not hopefully, guaranteed to help the future students in geography to succeed and to finish their coursework with ease.
Meanwhile, the founders of Abaco Neem, Nick and Daphne Mayulis, taking home an international award for their dedication to nurturing, growing, and teaching about the plant that has a plethora of healing and medicinal benefits. The couple began their journey more than a decade ago, transforming their property in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, into what has become one of the most recognized organic farms. And today, their work is gaining international recognition after they won the eminent International Persona Award, all the way in India, by the World Neem Organization.
To get this award from our peers in the field of neem is very rewarding. To be recognized by them, because we work with researchers, scientists, and when they see the quality of our oil compared to what is coming out of India, Mexico, Brazil, and other parts of the world, they go, wow. And to be able to share our knowledge with them. It's important to share knowledge, especially in health, for the betterment of mankind.
Today, Abaco Neem produces a range of herbal products derived from the plant, from oils to supplements, all grown and processed locally.
This is where we need to encourage farming in the value-added product. And the importance of sustainability is in that. Local product, and locals need to support their local producers. We go to Amazon, we look online, we buy this stuff. You don't know behind that label and that fancy package. You don't know what's in there. You don't know how it was grown, how it was made. We are right here.
I'm a firm believer in the medicinal benefits of both neem and moringa, so congratulations, of course, to Abaco Neem. Now, it's not every day you can grab a sweet treat on the house, but in celebration of International Waffle Day, customers at Easy Pay Day were treated to just that, as the company hosted a free waffle giveaway to show appreciation to those they serve. With the help of Rose's Sweet Treats, the event brought smiles, full plates, and a little extra something for everyone who showed up.
Yeah, so it's actually International Waffle Day, so my company decided to do it as a little bit of a customer appreciation day. So we're giving out free waffles along with some shopping bags, some cute keychains, along with a beverage to wet their throats.
And thanks to the kind folks at Easy Pay Day, we've all got our hands on some waffles, and I can't tell you how excited I am.
What do you have on yours?
I think I have caramel. Wait, that's caramel.
No, I have caramel.
Is this the chocolate one with sprinkles?
That looks like chocolate vanilla. Show them the sprinkles. Hold on.
There we go.
I only have caramel because I'm obsessed with caramel. So
well, interestingly, on the Swiss, right, this holiday, at least this appreciation of waffles came about because of a Christian feast of Annunciation, right, was pronounced Waffeldagen. And whether intentionally or playfully mispronounced Waffeldagen, hence the term waffle. So International Waffle Days, we have to thank the Swiss for that. So, Dankeschön.
Thank you, Switzerland. Eat your waffle. Just trying to get me fat by myself.
So thank you again to Sweet Treats.
Yeah.
Roses. Well appreciated.
Delicious.
Very tasty.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I'm loving the chocolate and the sprinkles, too.
Got to keep it simple. I'm a caramel girl. Thank you so much.
Lovely.
And we've got more coming up after the break. We'll introduce you to a student who's already making headlines for his hard work at R.M. Bailey.
And of course, Diane Dorset has your Access weather forecast, so don't go anywhere.
Launch into this spring with the savings you only get at Super Value and Quality supermarkets. Seabass tuna, 5 ounces, 84 cents. Rainbow corned beef, 12 ounces, $2.39. Jacquard vegetable oil, 40 ounces, $4.49. Chicken drumsticks, $1.19 per pound. Seabass raw shrimp, $41.50, 12 ounces, $5.99. The savings you are craving are on special at Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home health care supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. At the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
And Royston, it's time for your Access weather forecast. It's Hump Day, Wednesday, which means we're halfway through the week. So let's take a look at what's shaping our weather for the next few days and the weekend. Now, things stayed warm and dry today, but a few changes are starting to develop. Our satellite picture shows a ribbon of clouds just north of the Bahamas associated with a frontal boundary, which is expected to remain stationary through Friday. Meanwhile, a cluster of clouds in the Western Caribbean linked to a mid-level low is forecast to move northeastward across the central and southeast Bahamas on Sunday, triggering scattered showers across those areas. Now, behind that system, a building high pressure will move in, generating very strong winds and rough seas heading into next week. Now, with that said, let's take a quick look at your boating forecast. In the northwest and the central Bahamas, winds will be light and variable with seas at 1 to 3 feet. We'll experience low tides at 8 o'clock tonight and again at 9:12 in the morning. In the southeast Bahamas, winds will be northeast at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. Then on Friday, as these different systems move, winds will pick up in the northwest Bahamas, going easterly at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. A low tide at 10:21 in the morning, followed by a high tide of 4:15 in the afternoon. And in the central and the southeast Bahamas, winds will be easterly at 12 to 18 knots with seas at 3 to 6 feet, with a small craft advisory in effect. Now it's time now for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Someone got taste your honey. Let's go, hey! Oh yeah! Say you're hanging out with the gals you want to run. Say your man at home, he ain't no fun. Say he pay all the bills and he minds the kids. Only work at home, he ain't got no thrills. But what goes around comes back around.
That was your international temperatures brought to you by Royal Star Assurance, and that wraps up your Access weather forecast. But join me again at 11 for a full weather update. Have a great evening, everyone. Melina, Royston.
Thank you, as always, Diane. I'm still digging into this waffle on a stick. Of course, I can't let it go, but I'm going to dig in with this story next. Tonight, a stellar student, one who is also exceeding in mathematics, which is timely considering it's still World Math Day and World Math Week. Our Colville Pyfrom visited with the R.M. Bailey student, who is equally impressive as he is inspirational.
At campus, 18-year-old R.M. Bailey head boy senior Kevin Williams is clearly admired.
He's spending time in the mornings, in the afternoons, just to be the best version of himself, and that is what is excellent.
Kevin has, over the past 3 years, been developing his leadership skills, his ability to speak to his peers, speak to other people, speak publicly throughout the past 3 years, and it's so beautiful to see that growth from then to now.
Spend just a few moments with Kevin, the quiet giant, and you understand very quickly what makes him so impressive. A top academic achiever who began sitting his PGCSE is actually acing most of them since 10th grade and now has 6 of them under his belt, preparing to take 4 more in just a matter of weeks. His drive to succeed, he says, comes from his parents.
I hated writing essays, but my mother always told me to write them essays because it'd give me experience and stuff like that. It would just push me, motivate me to be better, do more, be better than the rest. But not in a superior kind of way, just I want to push my limits to see how far I can actually go in this life.
Kevin plans to attend Middle Tennessee State University and eventually become a commercial pilot.
I also want to see if I can double major in mathematics. Mathematics is obviously something that's very near and dear to my heart, so I want to balance aviation and mathematics at the same time.
His success in math comes as no surprise to his teacher, Albert Peters.
He pushes me to push him. So his results came to me as no surprise.
And Kevin's advice to others is profound, yet simple.
And I would say to other people, as you're coming up, try to be your best self. Whatever that entails, you don't have to be Albert Einstein. You don't have to be, the brightest person in the room or the most talented person in the room. You just have to be the best possible version of yourself.
So by now, you already know Kevin is an exceptional student, and his Pacer family couldn't be any prouder of him. But Kevin is just one of many high flyers here at R.M. Bailey, a school that is doing its part to change the narrative.
We were so excited to be the junior junk canoe champions.
Congratulations, by
Thank
the
you
way.
very much. Last year we entered the competition and we came third.
For the Bahamas Tonight, access now. I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
Great job, Kevin. You're making us proud already, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Thanks, Corvell. Well, in tonight's Tourism Development Corporation feature, Executive Director and CEO Ian Ferguson is reminding anyone wanting to get into the tourism business to use the resources at their disposal, noting that the TDC has an arsenal of information, support, and even technical backing.
Our support to the micro, small, medium-sized enterprise grouping, specifically those in tourism and hospitality, is far-reaching, far and wide. We have any number of programs. Many of them are technical support programs. We have training initiatives like the Hospitality Assured Credentialing Program. It is an international credentialing system that walks through, for a period of months, businesses through a very structured program to help them improve in terms of business and service. We have any number of other training programs, webinars that we extend to businesses and to fledgling companies or just persons who have an idea throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We have pitch competitions where we award thousands of dollars to persons who have great ideas, or for persons who would have been in business for a short period of time and they just need that next little bit of capital investments to be able to grow or scale their business.
Roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers, support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress.
After I was in a plane crash in June 1983, I lost my left arm. I had some good friends came along, fishing guides. They said, man, we can teach you to fly fish. Exuma. Can you see? Look at it, man. One of the nicest places you want to be in the world. There were challenges learning to cast, learning to put a fly on a leader, learning to tie the different knots. For me, as a handicapped individual, as a matter of fact, I don't really feel handicapped because I could do everything, man. Anything anybody could do, I think I could do it too. Because put your mindset to do anything, no matter what you are, what you look like, what's happening to you, you can do it. Persons in our positions, it's hard to get fundings and very, very expensive. SBDC would be helpful in regards to help funding people with disabilities. So nothing is impossible if you're disabled, any kind of disability. Put faith in God and trust God, believe you will overcome.
Welcome to your Wednesday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. Three-time world indoor champion and world record holder Devin Charlton has returned home. The Bahamian track and field legend touching down at the Lynden Pendleton International Airport around 3 p.m. on a Tuesday and was greeted to a warm reception inside the VIP section of the International Arrivals Terminal at LPIA, celebrating her and Team Bahamas once again topping the world at the World Indoor Championships in Turin, Poland. Welcoming Devin would be her family, along with Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Honorable Mario Boleg, B3's President Trimiko Archer, and NACAC President Mike Sands. Now, Charlton is the only three-time winner in the women's 60-meter hurdles, and she did it consecutively, setting world records in the process. Devin reflecting on the big win.
Had a mishap in the prelims, and it was things that I practiced for, just managing chaos, controlling my emotions, and just being able to execute under pressure. And so that was one moment. Another moment was I picked up a knee tweak in the warming up for the prelims. So I went the whole day with pain in my knee, something I've been dealing with all season. But again, just knowing how to navigate things, make changes on the fly was a big thing for me this meet.
Charlton also spoke about the overwhelming support she receives.
I think it's just a testament to the preparation I put in, my coaches, as well as having a support system, many of the people in this room just behind me, encouraging me, and just knowing that I have a whole country supporting me and behind me, and with that, I can do almost anything. So.
From the association, another big performance from Bahamian rookie phenom VJ Edgecombe, this time against the reigning NBA champs, the OKC Thunder. Edgecombe closed that game with 35 points, going 14 of 28 from the field, including 7 triples. He also had 6 rebounds and 4 assists across 40 minutes of play. The Sixers, they would lose, though, 123-103. Edgecombe was a one-man wrecking crew for the Sixers, as the team's next leading scorer would be Trenton Watford with 14 points. Now, the rookie has eclipsed the 30-point mark 3 times this season, with 2 of those performances coming in his past 3 games. His 7 triples also marked a season high. In sailing news this year, the National Family Island Regatta, celebrating 70 years of sailing in the Bahamas. As part of the anniversary celebrations, committee members are honoring agencies that have played a key role in the regatta's growth over the past few decades. The Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas has been one of those agencies, covering regattas across the country for 70 years.
We at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas take our role in our country's development very seriously. Regattas have become a linchpin, to Family Island development. It leads to many persons returning home to the various Family Islands, and it also leads to new developments taking place. As a matter of fact, I must say that I'm very proud to have been a part of the process in the more recent developments over the past 30 years and the expansion of regattas and homecomings in our Family Islands.
Chairperson of the 70th Anniversary Platinum Gala Ball, Shirley Rose, says the support has helped regattas continue to strive year after year.
Definitely. People need to get more involved, bring on great partnership, and that really help them so they get more funds, because government only gives so much. And every year you have, sometime one last regatta was 90 boats. So this year it could be 100 plus boats. And the funds given to them is pretty quick, really not enough to support the regatta itself.
And in water polo news, Nicholas Waltz Whitfield, the Bahamian Masters student, is making his mark in the UK, helping power the University of Nottingham into the British University and Colleges Sport Water Polo Final, where they will face Durham University later this week. Nottingham secured their place in the final with dominant wins, beating Sheffield Hallam 48-4 in the quarterfinals and Manchester Metropolitan 18-10. The Bahamian national team players scored in both matches, contributing to the team's strong run. He's currently pursuing a Master of Arts degree in International Business, whilst Whitfield brings high-level experience from the U.S., where he competed in the Mid-Atlantic Water Polo Conference for St. Mary's University. That's been Look at Your Sports on this Wednesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
Now is the time to spring into savings with the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Kraft macaroni and cheese, 5.5 ounces, 89 cents. Mega Malt, 11.2 ounce can, 99 cents. Bone-in chicken breast, $1.99 per pound. Green cabbage, 99 cents per pound. Sweet cantaloupes, $2.99 each. The savings you are craving are on special at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Come and visit us at Shop Smart, 'cause everything is here.
Yes, we have it all for you. Toys, clothing, office supplies, appliances, custom cut blinds, bedding, drapes, and rugs. Come and visit us on Mackey Street, 2 blocks down from Wolf Road. Call us at 698-1052.
Shop Smart, Shop Smart, at Shop Smart. Oh, everything is here.
You're looking at a shot along the western strip of New Providence, courtesy of drone pilot D. Shane Gibson. And it's time now to take a trip to Grand Bahama. Let's go.
Waterkeepers Bahamas proudly celebrates the successful completion of its 2026 Youth Environmental Ambassadors and Cadets program, highlighting another year of empowering young Bahamians with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to lead in environmental conservation. Throughout the program, students took part in a range of presentations, discussions, and interactive activities, all designed to help them find and strengthen their advocacy voice. The program concluded with a pinning ceremony recognizing participants for their dedication and growth over the past 5 months.
And we leave you tonight with this shot of the moon, absolutely stunning, taken by our very own Agatha Christie. Look at that.
Beautiful shot. It reminds me of our friends over at Horizon. Is it Event Horizon Experiences?
Yes.
They have the stellar guide that they do. That's absolutely incredible.
Yes, it's a astronomical safari.
Yes.
So you actually get to go out and look through the telescopes, and we got to see through the telescope in the parking lot when we interviewed them last.
Absolutely incredible.
We were jumping around like kids on a field trip. It was so amazing.
Beautiful. This shot is absolutely beautiful. Thanks again so much,
Thank you, Agatha. And of course, you can be like Agatha and send us your sun, moon, and stars pics, as well as your funny pet or like oopsie photos, videos, or even if you're just proud of your young student on their way to school, if they had a cute dress-up day, send them in. Email them to btaccessnow@gmail.com.
We look forward to seeing them, so make sure you send them in promptly. That's going to do it for us here at Access Now. Please join us tomorrow, same time, same place for more Access Now.
And stay tuned for the Rundown with Howard Grant. Good night, everybody. Oh, you're still here?
But of course you are. But be sure to tune in every weekday at 7:30 p.m. for the Bahamas Tonight Access Now,
where we bring you the brighter side of news.
Join us for the Bahamas Tonight
Access Now, weeknights at 7:30 p.m.
We lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS network.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves, and how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
Do you have a dispute that's keeping you up at night? A money issue, property damage, a family disagreement, or a contract gone wrong? I'm Judge Carol, and I'm returning to the studio to hear new cases for Justice with Judge Carol. If both parties are willing to let me decide, we can resolve your dispute quickly and fairly. Visit judgecarol.net and complete the case submission form today. Justice is serious business, and I'm ready to help.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Makush Lopinder.
In a time when leadership matters, when policies and priorities shape our communities, and when the Bahamas deserves clarity, not confusion, there's one place for real understanding. The Rundown, where Bahamian politics meets real life, where policies are examined and accountability is demanded, from Parliament to the people, from Nassau to the Family Islands. No noise, no spin, just facts, context, and honest conversation. Join me, Howard Grant, for The Rundown. Weekdays right here on ZNS Bahamas, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Starting Monday, February 2nd.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Innes. This is ZNS.
Good evening, I'm Howard Grant and welcome to The Rundown here on ZNS Television Network. Well, it's Wednesday again and that means it's political roundtable time. I'm excited about that. We got some new faces on the set this week to discuss all things politics. But you know them and you know them very well. Joining us tonight is none other than Kyle Dane, representing the Progressive Liberal Party, former Progressive Liberal Party Cabinet Minister and Parliamentarian Leslie Osborne Lucky Miller, he was with us again, and media personality Garth Roseborough. It's a pot cake. You like pot cake, all right. And Garth Roseborough, media personality. He's here being able to join us again this evening. I'm so excited about that. Ladies and gentlemen out in the viewing public, we're in for a very good conversation. And gentlemen, I want to say good evening to you. How y'all doing this evening?
All is well, man.
You all excited tonight?
Good, Chief. Very much so. All is well.
This is an exciting time, and a lot of things have been happening over the past few days. And more specifically, we've been able to see the formality of things discussed. Now, I don't want to take the liberty of diving directly into the conversation and talking about the Free National Movement, but we know that they've been making the media rounds as a result of their campaign launch. What do you make about it? Let's start at the end of the table. Go ahead, Garth.
This moment has been long anticipated. Many wanted to see a definition in terms of advancement that gives us some strong signal that we are about to enter into general election 2026. Just to see that actually occurring is somewhat satisfactory or satisfying, because in media, it kind of gets us a little wary. You know, we keep hearing the same conversations over and over again as people are trying to make something stick to the wall, and then they drop it, and then time elapses, and they bring it back again. You hear about immigration, you're hearing about crime. I mean, it's the same stories over and over again. Howard Grant, I do believe that election is near. This is one of those signs. I'll take this one for it.
Well, these are recurring issues that continues to happen over the course of election cycles.
Yes.
So these issues left undealt with, left unresolved, will always be able to find itself back to these particular spaces. What do you make of that, Kyle?
Well, you know, I think the launch was full of a lot of what I want to call emotionalism. I didn't hear any real concrete solutions to the everyday issues that Bahamian faces.
Housing, they indicated that they'll fix housing.
Yeah, but
they'll make 5,000 houses in 5 years. That's a...
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, I've heard them numerous amount of time pontificate about their housing initiative. But, you know, my thing is the housing initiative that they put out there is a copy and paste of what is happening now. They talk about the rent to own. It's a copy and paste of what's happening now. When I watch the launch, you see, I see a lot of disingenuousness. What I mean by that is, for one, I saw the former TYA president holding up a sign saying passports for sale. But, you know, when you do stuff PLP, like, Little Villa? No. The Attorney General's TYA. It's the Attorney General's one of Mr. Vettel, yeah.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, so he was holding up a sign, passports for sale. But you know, why I call even that disingenuous is because it was the F&M government that relaxed the policies on passports, which caused an influx of fraudulent passports or people to obtain passport by fraudulent means. We only know that persons have been obtaining passport by fraudulent means because the PLP reinstated tougher policies which allowed us to be able to catch those individuals and prosecute them. And so when you come on stage and when you present yourself like that, no solution, just pure emotionalism, you will let me know as a voter, as a young voter, as a millennial voter, that you are not prepared to govern. And should we give you the opportunity, there's no clear pathway to progress or to Canaan that has been emanated from the launch for me.
Wow. So talk to me about it, Leslie. What did you gather from it? I know you had an opportunity to be able to kind of pick it.
I thought from a F&M perspective, it was a nice opening.
You can take from an F&M perspective now. You
No, because I'm looking at how they're looking at it.
Okay, go ahead.
If I was in the PLP gathering, I'd say the same thing.
Okay.
From their perspective, from their vantage point.
Yes.
They had a very nice setting, I thought. I listened to them very attentively. I think he spoke to the average, ordinary Bahamian, the honorable leader of the opposition. He spoke with clarity. Obviously, his views are going to be opposite the present government views, and you respect that. Some of it was out in left field. For example, he said that he wanted to diversify and expand the economy. And all he spoke about was agriculture. But what about light industries and import substitution entities that are so necessary that every country in the world is doing? Just look at what President Trump is doing in the United States. If it's not American, the government is not going to buy it. Okay? And that is something that has hurt us over the years. He talked about housing. I don't know how he get those numbers that 5,000 homes are going to be built in 5 years. Hell, the F&M was government for 20 years, and they ain't built 1,000 houses. Just didn't do it. I mean, that's a fact. You know, so you can't come and say I'm going to build 1,000 houses a year with the private sector. What private sector? In 5 years.
1,000 houses a year in 5 years.
5 years, 5,000.
2.7 houses a day.
Well, no.
On day one.
Listen.
Okay, good.
One of the problems we have, listen, you know, I'm out there all the time, on the streets. Been there for 18 months, Dave and myself. I don't know if people realize what the problems that the average, ordinary Bahamian face. The number one problem is their concept of illegal immigration. That's number one. Number two, housing. Stapleton Gardens, 1 bedroom, $1,000. 2 bedroom, $2,000. That should not happen in this country. It is not fair that a builder build those houses in Stapleton, some of the houses 40 years ago, okay, already paid the mortgage. And you're charging Bahamians $2,000 for a 2-bedroom house? In 2005, we came out with the rent control bill. I was the Minister of Trade and Industry at the time. And we put that act into play. We now have to bring that act back and enforce it. You can't have these people taking advantage of people. People are hiding out there with these rents.
Yeah, but what about the consideration for exorbitant prices from an external standpoint? Living condition, the cost of living, people retiring with no money, your children moving back home. All of these particular elements now have to come into consideration as in my house. Because we can leave it naked.
You need to appreciate what is going on in this country, you know. And I see people, they're hurting like hell. The high cost of living, the cost of food, you know, agriculture. I was Minister of Agriculture one time on marine resources. When I was there, what we did, we cut the sports fishermen intake by 50%. I begged the President Minister to do likewise, because as soon as we lost, the F&M put it back again. You got to get serious if you want to do something. Be productive. Show the people that you're concerned with them, not the rhetoric, but the actions. Okay? Because more fish is taken out of our waters by these so-called
sports
fishermen than all of the fishing houses and all the fishermen Bahamas combined. The United States, the UN did a study about 15 years ago and brought that point home. And I followed their directions and put it there. We need to protect our fishing industry in this country. We need to provide for Bahamians better housing. This present government needs to embark on a program where you could build about 2,000 houses a year. Now, The Chinese are here completing the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. They're about to leave.
2,000 houses a year.
Yes, that's possible. But you got to provide 100 acres of land, eh? You can't provide 10 acres, 2 acres, 3 acres. Provide them with the land. We have the land over there on Carmichael Road. The well fields west of where the last housing project was done. You got over 3,000 acres of well field. Develop it. Put in the infrastructure.
Well, and I'm listening to everyone, but I have a fundamental issue wherein I'm hearing housing availability, I'm hearing housing in terms of access. What I'm not hearing in terms of the affordability is where do we get this money from? 5,000 students coming out of high school every year. Where are the jobs to sustain a mortgage? Where is the money going to come from now for a young person aged 21 to 25 who is really in the prime strength of their life to secure a mortgage and afford that house? With the rate of divorce, with the social ills of this country, with cost of inflation, with a war going on halfway across the world, it's going to affect our fuel prices. Our challenges are great. I'm listening to Howard, and what he is saying to me is this: you cannot just willy-nilly throw those numbers out there as if this is feasible when you cannot say to me that we as a government will ensure 10,000 new jobs. We're going to bring in another 300 investors into this country. We want to bring manufacturing alive in this country. You can speak about agriculture, but you cannot tell me about agriculture if you were the former minister of agriculture, and there's nothing that I can look at in terms of when you were the minister that I can be proud of as an agriculturalist myself.
But I can tell him,
well, I was there for about 18 months, and then election came. But my 40 was really in trade and industry, trying to bring LNG
Leslie,
to this country.
You would know about
That's
this.
where I spend most of my
time. You would
time.
know about this very well. You would know about the fact that when Bahama was building, or when Atlantis was building, the negotiations and the contracts to ensure that you can bring in the foreign workers to be able to assist in this. So there was a ratio. I think it was 60-40. I can't remember. You can tell me more. I think it was a 60-40 ratio of those particular persons, and that was a contractual baked in. If we're going to decide to be able to do something like this internally, where is the workforce coming from to develop these things on a 24-hour basis? That's what it's going to take.
First, we need to have an international trade school. Our people are not trained. In the Bahamas today, 75% of the workforce in masonry are Haitians.
But Mr. Miller.
75% of the workforce in carpentry are Jamaicans.
Mr. Miller, we could say that, right?
These are facts. I'm not saying that.
I mean,
I'm only in the industry.
Okay, so hear me out.
Yes.
So we could say we need a national trade school and all of this stuff, but PTVI right now is free.
I'm talking a national trade school, man.
But look at the amount of young Bahamians enrolled in PTVI.
Yes.
The ratio of young
That's
Bahamians...
not 10% of what we need.
So the ratio of young Bahamians enrolled in PTVI isn't a drop in the bucket as to what we need.
Total drop in the bucket.
And so even with the access of technical and vocational education, young Bahamians are not taking advantage of that.
Because you need to put a school there for them. Out there at the sports center, I was talking to a gentleman, Sabas, last week, because we had come up with a program to put a 60,000 square foot school out there by where Catalonia was, to the eastern end of the sports center. That southeast end of the sports center, to put up a 60,000 square foot building. He's telling me now that this government is now want to put up something similar. You know that piece of property there, right west of GHS? That's where they want to put it now, which is fine. I thought it was reserved, they said, for UB. Because you remember?
PTVI. It's PTVI going expansion.
That's what they're saying now. Because I was dealing with them on expansion to go on that 3 acres, but now I guess the government has given them a few more acres on that spot. But we need to go into trade schools to get our people acclimatized to working.
But this is one of the things that we have to be able to talk about.
We got to do
clarity.
it.
We got to talk about this with clarity, because there seems to be a lack of enthusiasm. And in a minute, we're going to be able to dive into this enthusiasm from a political standpoint. But let's talk about this now. One of the other things that actually came out, and I don't want to just kind of sensationalize the entire conversation, the entire thing that happened. So when we get back, we're going to take a quick break. But when we get back, I just want to be able to hit one or two other points that we would have been able to kind of glean and taken out from the Free National Movement in their campaign launch. I think it was a wonderful campaign launch. I want to be able to give them kudos. The very first time I saw a sense of unity over the past, I want to say 5.5, 6 years. I just want to be very clear with you. I just talk about those things. But let's take this quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown with Howard Grant. Going to be right back after this.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Grand Bahama, we've helped 486 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $14.4 million in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Grand Bahama's economy by investing in its leading sectors: food and beverage, tourism, and fishing. Every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales here at CBS Bahamas. When it comes to hardware or home improvement items, we guarantee the lowest prices. That's our price match guarantee. If you find anything we sell for a lower price anywhere in the Bahamas, let us know about it. We will beat that price. We want your business. Shop at CBS Bahamas or cbsbahamas.com.
We lead off with this report. This one is a good one to lead off with for Sunday.
Your weekend news just got better. Exciting features, good vibes. It's all about the feeling.
Hey, I'm Raven, and your Sundays never felt so good. Tune into Northern Service Vibes, where culture meets conversation, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on the ZNS Network.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. I'm Howard Grant. It's so wonderful to have you. Joining us for the roundtable discussion this evening is none other than Garth Roseborough, Kyle Dean, and Leslie Potcake. You tell me Potcake? Leslie Potcake Miller. He's here with us tonight, just being able to have a great conversation. We wanted to kind of mix it up and really do something a little different. And so we're hoping that you can be able to participate with us. But when we left off, we were just talking a little bit about the Free National Movement, the Free National Movement's position, and the showing of their campaign launch. I want to give you a transparency and say for the very first time in about 6 years, this is Howard Grant, for the very first time in about 6 years, with all the internal fighting, with the indifference that exists in there, with trying to figure out what they can do with Minnis, with the Minnis taking on this kind of position, with the tug and the push and the pull and so forth and so on, with Loretta leaving and all these things happening over the past 7 years in the organization, this campaign launch was a glimmer of the unification and that kind of fluidity that we're looking for from the Free National Movement. When they had those persons on stage, when everyone was on message, when there was sort of a thread that was running throughout everything, I thought it was excellent. However, what was said in some of the instances was, I feel, over the top. I just want to be decent with that. Over the top, and we're going to talk about it. We started off talking about this sort of an initiative about being able to build 5,000 houses. Leslie's on board with it. Leslie believed that we could be able to do 2,000 houses a year. And I think 1,000 houses is a stretch. Given the external conditions, but one of the other things...
It's needed.
It's definitely needed.
It's needed,
but I think we only talk about one side of the coin.
Needed and possible.
Don't tell me you can't do it, man.
It's only one side of the coin that we're talking about.
You could do it.
There are subdivisions in Grand Bahama right now where houses sitting dormant. This administration has come up with a concept, an idea of being able to do rent-to-own to give an opportunity for persons to be able to access that. Even if you build those homes right now, who has $25,000, $35,000, $45,000 in the bank? In the same breath of this conversation, the Free National Movement comes out and said that we're going to be able to identify in some way or however they say it, however they surmise it, $200 a month for single mothers. This is absolutely exciting.
What is $200 a month going to do? What's that for?
That's what single mothers. That's child. I suppose it's child support. I don't know. I am of the belief that social services encompasses all these particular elements, and when you start to diversify, when you start to be able to deflect and move in a different area, it starts to talk about equality and equity and balance socially. So I am a single father. What about me? I am someone who needs to be taken care of. I've been taking care of these children as their legal guardian. Their parents passed away. Their mother locked up in jail. What about me? These questions will continue to be able to rise. And once we start to have this kind of a conversation and throw it out, we have to have balance. I keep saying this, and I want to be decent as I say this to you. I keep saying this. We've recognized the rhythm that exists with the COI. I ain't fighting them for the rhythm. We've recognized the rhythm that exists with the COI. They hit us with a little small violin and they tug on our heartstring. They like to be able to amplify this sort of a concept about the Haitians and the illegal immigration and these issues that continue to be able to mound in our society. Okay, we accept that. The Free National Movement as an established organization, 50-some years, the second oldest organization in this country, 50-some years, should not be able to follow that tone. I didn't say that you follow this tone, but I feel like a COI situation. Talk to me. I put that on the table. Don't smile. We're talking. We're having a real conversation. This is, and I know that everyone could hear us, and you could be able to see this. You recognize this. When you see the COI, and I said this to Lincoln Bain, don't you believe that this is sort of a being able to lean or to perceive xenophobia of the country? When you do this, no, Howard, Bahamian people are not xenophobic. We accept that. But this is the theme that exists. Why is Michael Pintard and the Free National Movement taking on the same court? It doesn't make sense to me.
It makes a whole lot of sense, Howard Grant, because it is election time. I got to promise you something, and I got to promise you something good. We know,
the FNM has never been a socialist organization.
Listen.
Their concern has never been, historically, Leslie right here, he can, as the historian, never been to be able to take care. The PLP come out, we know Black Moses come from PLP.
You fighting me tonight, why?
I ain't fighting you, you right here with me, right?
I'm trying to say to you, they're telling you this is a different FNM. But it's an FNM that is now it's now reaching out, looking for something, I said to you, to stick to the wall. It's an emotional gesture to get the single mothers, hold on.
This is not
you got to find a magnet.
This is not the FNM I know.
It doesn't have to be the FNM.
Hubert Alexander Ingram, I just pontificated, and Leslie could be able to talk to this, I just pontificated. We never knew the people who Hubert Alexander Ingram bring out. But when he brought them out and he started to be able to speak from the podium, this is a people who coming out, you knew somewhere in your heart, these people got to be good.
But let me ask you a question.
If Ingram chose them, they got to have elements in them. That's not happening now.
Let me ask a question.
Every decision that the FNM comes to the forefront with, did that make sense? We shouldn't dissect it like that.
We saw the COI make the promise of 100,000. We saw the COI speak about an immigration matter, and the next thing we saw was the leader of the Free National Movement, the deputy, and maybe about 8 to 10 other people standing on the immigration step. They've been following the COI all the way. But what I'm saying to you is this. You understand very well, Mr. Howard Grant, that there has been a schism, a deadly wound in the Free National Movement. With the deadly wound, you got to heal the wound. Hubert Alexander Minnis is that incision. Is that deadly wound. Now you got to patch yourself up. You got to find those women, because when Jesus, the same Jesus you talk about, needed comfort, and there was two people that he could look forward to, Mary and Martha. Mary and Martha, two sisters. He got to go find those two sisters to bring healing to the party, because you can't do it. Janet Boswick could do it. You see, she showed up. She did well. She got to find some more. He got to find some more women to heal the rest of the land. Right now is crunch time. You got to get those women on the line. And you know when we got them pretty Bahamian women with that Coca-Cola shape, we follow. This is a strategy. It's only a promise. But the 200,000, I can guarantee you, the day after the election, here comes the words. We didn't have enough money in the cookie jar.
I believe.
$200. Go ahead.
Every time I see.
What's this you got in your hand,
the leader of the opposition takes one and said on TNI.
God, what is this you got in your hand?
I gotta go back to the book.
You and the Prime Minister keep getting you gotta make it a part of the curriculum.
I gotta go back to the book. But in the words of the leader of the opposition, and I'm gonna read it. See, I highlighted for all and sundry to see. He said, remember,
what page?
It's page number 83.
Okay.
Right here.
Okay.
Remember, your job is to legislate, not take care of lazy people or people in need. So every time he talks, I go back to the book. It's like his Bible.
But
let me. I
said
said
people in need.
Your job is not to take care of people in need.
That's what I'm saying. That's a dangerous thing to say.
That's what he wrote. But
Very dangerous.
I say that to say this. What I saw was desperation. Desperation. The reality is this. Social service is probably among a government's biggest budget outside of health and education and probably national security. So when you look at this $200 a month for every single mother, we could sit here today and say, if a woman is not married and she have kids, she's a single mother.
No, I think it was a wide statement that the leader of the opposition would have put out there, and we need to be able to deduce that. We got to shrink it. Because we got to identify what is a child, and that's an age thing. That's a legal thing that we could do.
Exactly. Once you're under 18, you're a child. So let's say this. Let's say that we have 150,000 women in this country who are not married but have kids. They would qualify.
We can fix this. I got all the stats. 4,030 children are born every year in this country. 75% of those 4,030 children that are born in this country are to single mothers. 75% of those. 75% of the 4,030.
How many of them are Asians?
Listening?
No, let's get to it.
I didn't have this information. I didn't go that far.
But you got to go that far.
You got to go that far.
But Howard, let me say this.
It's a lot.
To take care of 150,000 single mothers every month is going to cost the government $30 million.
Okay.
A month.
A month?
A month.
How you figure that?
Oh, yeah, 200.
I didn't do the math on this.
$200. Yes.
A month.
I gone back 10 years because we could quantify the children. I only did it a decade.
Oh, I see what he's saying. It's compounded.
$200 for 4,000. If you do it for 10 years, that's 40,000. 75% of the 40,000 is 30,220 or something like that, right? I wrote it down today. If you multiply that by 200, that's 6 million and some a month, okay? It works out.
That's only up to 10 years. What about 18? Because at 17, you're still in that equation.
Just multiply it by 2.
But you're trying to quantify something that you have no understanding of. You don't know the frame in which he speaks. If a woman is married today, she's divorced next year.
She's single.
So what about her?
He got to identify.
What I'm saying is, for me, I just simplify the math, right? If we estimate to have around 150,000 single mothers in this country, every month you will have to find $200 to give 150,000 single mothers.
Now let's do this. Let me play an advocate. What about this particular idea? Okay, so this is a creative idea. This is sort of a left field for some of us who want to be able to do the math from that particular standpoint. But the Prime Minister has already fed over 1 million children breakfast every single day and continues to be able to expand that. How do we identify and to differentiate between the Prime Minister's position to ensure that he takes care of people from this particular standpoint and the leader of the opposition, Michael Pintard's position, to say that, okay, I want to take care of people.
Let me say this. What he is proposing is extremely costly. So I have a question. One, who's going to pay for it? If we're not going to increase tax, we're going to increase the deficit. And if we're going to increase the deficit, that means you have to borrow to make a shortfall.
Spending too. You cut down on spending.
So if you cut down on spending to facilitate this, where are you going to cut down on the spending? Is it social service? Is it education? Is it health care? Is it national security? Is
Well,
it
if we follow the rhythm that existed over the last administration, they cut 10% from everything. Every one of these particular instances under Peter Turnquist, when he was in the position, he cut 10% from all of these divisions.
But they, okay, so let's go to that. So they cut 10%, right? And bought around $2 billion and only spent around $400 million on COVID and Dorian. But you cut 10%, but you borrowed all our money.
And increased VAT.
And increased VAT.
Y'all don't make it seem like a round day for them today. I'm on your side.
You borrowed $2 billion.
Go ahead, Leslie.
Spend $400 on.
I believe you all are putting too much emphasis, number one, on the COI, on the programs that they talking about. First of all, they're not going to be a factor in this election at all. Only one person in the COI would get their money back.
And they can be in it.
And that's going to be the lady old vest.
No, you can't say
Dr. Conniver. Not another one. Not another one will
Guy
get...
Mills is going to get his money back.
Who?
Guy Mills and not Abaco.
Stop talking foolishness, yeah?
Guy Mills get his money back?
Yeah, okay, fine, he get his money back. But I said that she is the only one who's going to make a difference in this election for the COI. Now, you know, no one really believes they're pie in the sky, you know. As I go door to door now, as we go with different teams, nobody's mentioned them no more. A couple of the fellas on the blocks who are looking for something for nothing. All I want, my 100,000. That ain't gonna happen, not unless you're prepared to go on a spaceship tomorrow with E.T. and them. It ain't gonna happen.
E.T. done gone.
And people realize what reality is, you know. You know, these foolishness, what they come with, it's not gonna happen. Okay? So you get down to the reality of it. The reality of it is that there's a shortage, a severe shortage of housing in this country for Bahamians. There's a listing now of over 3,000 persons in need of house, many of whom have the $6,000 or $8,000 down to pay that deposit. Many houses I go to, I say, you have the deposit? Yes, sir. And some of them go and show you because they got it home in some cases.
Jesus.
Oh, Lord.
They are serious. But when you consider the fact that you're paying $2,000 a month for a two-bedroom house, you will qualify for that house, but there's no such thing as low-cost housing. When you talk to the average women, and you know it's amazing, less than 10% of the fellas ever come talking about housing, you know. Then you go door to door.
It's the women.
It's the women who want the house. Yeah. The fella, he could care less.
When the fella asks for the house, he doing it for the woman. Because we can live in a deficiency or in our car.
So
what the difference is? Right.
If she could spend $2,000 a month, I asked a lady, she came to me yesterday. She's trying to get a house from Sunshine. 3-bedroom house is $284,000.
Jeez.
$284,000.
She need to go to housing.
What if you bet that? $284 for 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. So forget this low cost. The Progressive Party started that program in 1968 with Yellow Elder.
Yes.
Clemente Maynard, God bless him, was the initiator of that.
Yes.
All the land was given free. When government build a house, you get the land for free. When you buy it from private sector, and this is why it's so asinine, but what the leader of opposition is talking about, that they could build these houses, and it's going to be affordable. Because he did say with private sector money.
How?
Can't be.
It ain't gonna happen.
How?
Because they're gonna charge you at least $100,000 just for the 6,000 square foot lot.
They gotta make profit.
Just for the property.
It ain't gonna happen.
Well, let's take a break. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more about these particular things, and then we're going to talk about Harrison Thompson and his position as parliamentary head of the Parliamentary Commission. I'm talking about the possibility of being able to see 80 to 85% of persons being insured in the next election. Quick break, guys. Going to be right back after this.
You're still here?
But of course you are. But be sure to tune in every weekday at 7:30 p.m. for the Bahamas Tonight Access Now,
where we bring you the brighter side of news.
Join us for the Bahamas Tonight
Access Now, weeknights at 7:30 p.m. Let's go.
At Frame Studio, as soon as you enter the door, we showcase any individual that comes in there and make it feel like they are at home. The space itself is 1,800 square foot. Our side wall, which is industry standard also, is 24 feet wide. You could do anything that you can possibly think of. At Frame Studio, under our theme, Now Create More, we look at Frame Studio as a canvas. And any artist knows a canvas is blank, and then you create whatever you want to do, right? So we have where you could rent tools. We even have workstations that people could rent out to anyone inspiring to do what I've done, or what my colleagues have done, or any other journey. I would say to you, don't be afraid. The worst someone can actually tell you is no. So if you have a vision, you have an idea, not everyone will get it. But if you believe in your vision, you believe in your idea, I say go wholeheartedly at it.
For more information about the Creative Entrepreneurs Initiative and the Crafting the Bahamas workshops, email info@sbdcbahamas.com or call us at 461-7232.
Do you have a dispute that's keeping you up at night? a money issue, property damage, a family disagreement, or a contract gone wrong? I'm Judge Carol, and I'm returning to the studio to hear new cases for Justice with Judge Carol. If both parties are willing to let me decide, we can resolve your dispute quickly and fairly. Visit judgecarol.net and complete the case submission form today. Justice is serious business, and I'm ready to help.
Hi, I'm Desmond Saunders. I want you to tune in to the new Weekend Edition, Saturdays and Sundays at 7 p.m., where we have a whole lot of new stuff for you. All right, so I'll give you a sneak preview. Boldly Bahamians, Sizzle Saturdays, Parliamentary Bench, just to name a few. So buckle up and get ready for the ride. Coming this fall, the new Weekend Edition. Stay close. Only the sun covers a bomb is better.
Behind every strong economy is a bold entrepreneur, and we're here to support them, island by island. On Cat Island, we've helped 17 entrepreneurs turn their dreams into thriving businesses. Through over $360,000 in approved funding, the SBDC is strengthening Cat Island's economy by investing in its leading sectors: agriculture, fuel, and fishing. No matter the island, every business we support strengthens the economy, starting with yours. SBDC Bahamas.
What's trending in business? Who's making major money moves? And how's it shaping your future? This is Economics, your front row seat to the biggest stories in business, innovation, and finance. Powered by the Sand Dollar, the digital currency of the Central Bank of the Bahamas. It's fast, secure, Bahamian. We're breaking down the numbers, the news, and what it means to you. Tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. for the trends, the insights, and the stories that matter. Get informed, get inspired, get in the mix with Economics.
Back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. I'm Howard Grant. A little glitch, but we're here with you, jamming, having a great conversation with none other than the world famous. All these guys here with us this evening is absolutely wonderful in what they do. We got Garth Roseborough, we got Kyle Dean, we got Leslie Potcake Miller being able to join us this evening, having a great conversation about where we are from a national standpoint. We talked about the FNM, so I don't get cussed too much. I feel like we should move on. But I want to talk about national issues and being able to identify these particular things. And most recently, we would have been able to see Harrison Thompson. I think it would have been in the papers today. He's the head, the commissioner for the Parliamentary Registration Department, and he's indicated that we should be able to see 80 to 85% voter turnout in the next election. I think he said, what, 202,000, 204,000 persons would have already been on the register. Anyway, I think it's 202,000 persons are on the register. The last time we would have looked at the register, I think it was 192,000. So we would have been able to see at least a pickup about 10,000 persons since then. We're encouraging everybody to go out there and get yourself registered. But I won't put this on the table right now. We've identified that the PLP's base, the core base in the PLP, whether it's a high voter turnout or low voter turnout, they always show up. And I've kind of identified that to be about, let's call it 33%. If it's 33 to 35% in these particular persons, and there's a low voter turnout, we always see the PLP, boom, capture the victory. I said that to you. Now, what we've seen before, the Free National Movement has the responsibility of being able to, and this is me, Garth and I always talk about this, the Free National Movement doesn't have a base. Not that they don't, that people don't support them, this sort of an idea of liberty, access, democracy, and being able to make these choices exist in the Free National Movement. This is the free PLPs, that spirit. It continues to linger within the halls of the Free National Movement. So whether that's a DNA, whether it's a CDR, these people move out of the Free National Movement. The PLP's base stays put. If there is a higher voter turnout, it normally doesn't bode well for the PLP, but the FNM sometimes comes up with the victory. Talk to me about it, Leslie.
You know, it's interesting that you said that, because over the years, I'll say from 1967 to 92, our biggest problem was getting our base out. And we always went over 80, 85%. And when our base came out, the PLP always won. In 92, it didn't happen. Mr. Ingram, with the versatility that he had and the comfort level that he gave to PLPs, he was a PLP himself, good buddy of mine, he was able to attract PLPs to vote FNM. And in 97, he did a better job of attracting them to vote FNM. But by 2002, they were tired and they got rid of him. And since then, in 30 years, no one has gone two straight. I don't take that lightly.
That's true.
I expect that the PLP in its next general election should get anywhere from 24 to 26 seats in the House of Parliament. That's what I anticipate. 24 to 26, and I stick with that.
It's only 41 seats, right?
It's only 41 seats. I expect it to be a close election. I think the FNM, not 68,000 people that didn't vote in the last election.
6 months ago, I would have agreed with you.
They were angry with Dr. Minnis. A lot of FNMs, you go to the House, some of them cry. So I've never voted PLP in my life, but I can vote for Minnis. They stayed home. Then you have another 10 to 12,000 new voters that come on the register, young people, never voted before, that's going to vote. I feel that it's going to be a tough election, and we should see what happened at 6 o'clock when those polls close.
Let's change the subject right off the top, because he then started talking numbers. He put a prediction out there. I got to chop the thing down. We got to talk about this. Let's talk about it. 24 to 26 seats for the PLP. I would have agreed with you. I would have even given you a little more 3 months ago, 2 months ago.
Okay.
But with the momentum, with the incorporation, with the global events, with the potential of gas prices going up, with people looking for someone to blame when gas eventually goes up, if this war continues to be able to linger on, then this target will be on the back of the government. The Prime Minister recognizes that, comes out to the forefront, explains to the Bahamian people that your energy cost is going to retain. We've done something. We've been proactive in our approach to be able to ensure that you don't have to deal with these things. All wonderful things. But if we see an incremental increase, April 1st, we're going to be able to see the reduction or the eradication, the elimination of VAT on food items. All wonderful. But simultaneously, if the shipping costs go up, if
it's
oil
already gone up. It's already gone up.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What? The FNM can't do a damn thing about it. The FNM can't do anything about it. No. And only a fool would believe that when they come in, they can do something about it. That's world events. Nothing they can do about it. Nobody can do about it.
That's the other side of the coin.
Nothing nobody can do
there.
about it.
Yeah.
The other side of the coin, what he's saying is that if you lose faith in the present government, it doesn't necessarily equate to you going to the royal opposition in protest. People, that's why I personally disagree with the numbers of Harris and Thompson. I don't believe it's going to be a high voter turnout at all.
No,
we didn't
see a high voter turnout in the last two by-elections, even though there was an increase.
But they couldn't find half of the people.
So
they couldn't find 2,500 people to get that.
So what
we've been missing.
Yeah, but see what I'm looking at here, and Howard knows I'm very strong on this. This is the weakest, one of the worst performances in terms of the election cycle that I have witnessed in my lifetime, as my strong opinion.
And
when it comes to
which way?
You've been on the ground working.
Yes.
But you try to equate anyone else with them who has worked as hard as you. You show me anyone from the Free National Movement that has been so significant in their community, other than maybe one or two, like we heard Southern Shores, we heard Freetown.
Let's be fair.
I'm just calling some people who have been strong on the ground.
Let's be fair. We all know that we are in a Lenten season.
Yeah.
And the balance associated with it, both FNMs and PLPs have refrained since February 16th with the introduction of the official campaign launch for the PLP. Since then, and the introduction simultaneously, almost right after, of Lent, everyone took a solemn vow, an oath.
Okay, let me fix that.
And everyone was on the ground.
We can take it.
And everyone was on the ground.
It was on the ground, walking door to door.
Yes.
But we didn't see no big rally on that.
So let me fix this. Boy, I wish we had a 2-hour show tonight.
Big sub that.
Prior to Lent, I asked you where were the candidates. You and I have been...
They didn't even ratify the people yet.
But that's what I'm saying to you. I said for the last 2 years, you and I have sat together in various spaces, and we have said...
They just ratified the Ferguson fellow the other night.
Who are you blaming for being weak on the ground? It ain't me. I've been telling you.
They had to wait for the man to get retired.
So guess what? If I put you in the House of Assembly, you talk about we had a PLP leader who was late all the time. This is extremely late. You can't even come to my door, knock on my door, and promise me that you're going to deliver anything.
Unusual. This is not unusual.
What do you mean it's not unusual?
This is not unusual. We have seen people show up 6 weeks before the election. We've seen people show up.
Okay, so let's go back to 2017. You mentioned in the last 3 to 6 weeks, things changed. You remember that?
Within 21 days, the Free National Movement got the momentum and won the election.
So let me ask you another question. How did that turn out for the Bayman people? Oh, go quiet now.
I feel like there's the crickets in the room.
Go quiet now. It don't work too well for us when you begin to get your act together the last minute.
In my capacity,
You've got to show me something, man.
In my capacity, I have to be fair and balanced.
Yeah. I am fair and balanced.
In my capacity, I have to be fair and balanced. When the Free National Movement won the election in 2017, we would have made a determination between 2017, 2018, within 18 months after your good friend, or former good friend, Dr. Minnis,
still his friend.
He's still your good friend.
Yes.
You didn't show up to him on Christie Park.
Right. Like him, you know? Tell you that.
So you showed up to him at Christie Park as your friend.
I did.
All right, now let's go. And the PLP paraphernalia.
I paid a price for that.
Okay, now praise God. Now, right after that, we would have known, we tested temperature and said, we don't know if this one can make it.
Okay.
By 2020 was COVID-19.
Yes.
Okay? As a result of, on the heels of what was happening with Dorian.
Yes.
How can you equate these particular things?
I'm going to equate this for you right now.
You can do that.
In 2017, sorry, young Kyle Dean, I'm coming to you right now. In 2017, when they became victorious, you cannot forget that the first thing these people asked for in the first month was a vacation. That's the first thing.
And an increase.
Listen to me. You tell me after 21 days of good, solid campaigning, you were victorious and turning things around, all of a sudden you're so blow and tired that you need a vacation first?
That was a strong
And then you said you need a pay increase after you want to take a vacation. Yeah. Then you asked for an increase for the wives, travel, and everything else. And then you said to me, and VAT went up from where?
7.5.
7.5 to what? 12%. Then you went ahead and said, you know what? Let's use my friend. Commercial washing machine, use my friend, free aircraft parts. You got helicopter, you straight. And the whole thing went that way.
You can't summarize 4.5 years into one conversation.
No, because this is what you get for this is what you get for 21 days. This is what I'm trying to tell you. When you want to come the last 21 days, I got to remind you what time it is. You went to Morgan Bluff and all over North Arkansas. You will go and dredge and mine for aragonite or dirt or whatever the hell you want. The people was never considered after that 21 days. And I still argue about that.
Colleagues, let's remember one thing.
Dorian came in as a judgment, and the pandemic came in as a judgment to test them, to show them, do you really love me? And the words of our beloved former Prime Minister was what? The next time I got you.
Well, that's what he said to the blacks, because he took care of the whites, eh? Let us remember.
No, let's be clear. He said the next time is for the poor. Okay, good.
But you know, the last time Bahamians voted for leaders, Sir Lyndon Filden won 6th Street. They loved him. Ingram won 2nd Street. They loved him. Then after that, they stopped voting for you. They vote against you. They always vote against the government.
I know Ingram is a good friend. Let's be very clear.
Always vote against the government.
Ingram won.
Brave is my good friend too.
1992, that was a win. absolute undeniable win.
Oh, no, don't about it.
1997 was, well, you know what, we might as well just give him a chance. We didn't give Pinland six consecutive terms, and also let's try another time with him. And 2002, without a shadow of a doubt, we ain't gonna do this no more. Bang. He was still Ingram. He was still articulate, still insightful, still had relationships, but never got another opportunity until he had to tell Tommy, they don't want you, they want me.
Well, he was a better man, eh? You can't compare him with no one else within the F&M.
I
The
only
history of the
say
F&M. It was either him or the late, great, successful Wallace Whitfield.
And successful was gone.
And God bless both of them.
Praise God.
God bless the
Amen.
Amen.
Well, that was inspiring, but the reality is I don't see a high voter turnout. I don't see 80, 85%. I just don't see it.
I don't see it.
You talk to young people, they are very much
non-enthusiastic.
They are disinterested in voting.
Disenchanted.
I mean,
uninformed. They don't know.
But half of them don't ever vote, so I don't pay no attention to that.
Well,
you pay attention to but those who are over 30, who's going to decide the election, who has responsibility, who have a house to pay for, who has children in school,
and
they're the
who's
ones
concerned about their future.
Concerned about their future. The little guy at UB and what have you, his future's having a nice car, so going to UB trying to get a degree and looking for chicks.
So we get the 80% from that. If these young people,
because the older people outnumber the younger ones when it comes to voting over 30.
Older people has passed away. You won't read obituary lately.
I read it all the time, and I see more damn young ones than older.
Going down faster
Look
than
for the
they
last month.
Listen, the numbers in obituary.
Those under 40. No. I said, look in the papers.
I see them too. I see 30, 40, and 50. They leaving us faster than they register in the vote. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
They are leaving.
Okay. Here's the reality. People in there, but I have to disagree again.
Yes.
I've seen people in their 30s, their 40s, and 50s who tell me straight up they are not voting.
But they can vote. Believe me, they can vote.
They're not voting. So
they can vote.
So for me, this 80 to 85% pie is a pie in the sky. I believe when you go house to house, this is just a reality. There are a lot of disappointment on the ground.
Yeah, listen.
And, pardon?
I mean, there's some disappointment, but...
Yeah, there are a lot of disappointments on the ground, right?
And what is their main concern? Disappointment.
When people get into their circles, when people get outside of politicians, people speak their mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, 60% or 65%.
When there's no formality around, you got to let me take this quick commercial break.
Yes.
When there's no formality around, persons continue to kind of lax up, and we can talk about that. When we get back, we're going to have a further conversation and talk about these things and kind of wrap it up. We're going to have a great conversation. We'll be right back after this.
Talking about 60%?
As we continue to develop the orange economy of the Bahamas and empower our artists and artisans, we as a government intend to show tangible support. We are therefore requesting our Bahamian artists and artisans to submit images of their handmade, authentically made Bahamian products and prices as we move to produce a live digital booklet with Bahamian-made works. With the creation of a live booklet, artisans can always submit new works to be included. It is our intent to use this book as a catalog for the purchase of items by all senior government officials for gifts, display items, and the like. Ministers, permanent secretaries, members of parliament, and ambassadors will be supporting our orange economy by the purchase of items and in sharing this book to the wider global creative community. We are committed to grow and expand the orange economy of the Bahamas.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. This is The Rundown. I want to thank you guys so much for being able to be here with us tonight. We got a full panel, really having a great conversation. We got Garth, we got Kyle, we got Leslie Osborne, Potcake Miller, sitting with us, being able to have a good conversation. And we're wrapping it up. I know we got, you know, when it comes to politics, we're always being able to take it up, right? Now, Kyle, you were saying something before we left. Go ahead.
Yeah, so, there's widespread disappointment. When people look at their current situation, you know, how living hand to mouth, like the old people say, people have to sleep in their cars some nights. When people look at the hardship of life,
that ain't too many,
and having to survive every day, I think the last thing on a lot of people's mind is going out to the polls to vote. You know, I believe this election is going to boil down to two things: which leader inspires hope, or brings hope that people could see. And the MPs or the candidates that we have on the ground, how well are they in delivering a message of hope? And how well have they performed in the past 5 years? And so the reality is, I see a low voter turnout. I see a low voter turnout. I see a voter turnout of around 50 to 60%.
Ooh, 50%.
50 to 60.
I say 65.
Let me read you.
50 to 60, 65.
Yeah, 50.
200,000 people on the register. You think 100,000 people can stay home?
It's possible.
50 to 60%.
I say 60, 65%.
No, sir. So it ain't gonna be no more than 65. Let's put it. Let's just put it out there.
I bet your money.
Say.
More than 80% of payments. Let me tell you something. I agree with what you say. You know, you said they're disenchanted.
But
they're the ones who gonna vote.
But let me.
They're gonna vote.
But they ain't gonna vote for the government.
Let me share this.
I don't know who's gonna vote for.
If you're disenchanted, you ain't voting for the government.
I sincerely believe that the PLP has what it takes to retain and will retain the government. I don't believe that the opposition has what it takes.
Do you believe it's 20 to 26 seats?
You had to put me on the spot.
I had to. You didn't start. You didn't start. Don't shut down. Go ahead.
Well, the reality is, I believe.
Yes or no?
Hold on,
He can't go home like this. He got to say it good.
The reality is, I believe some of the candidates they sent back are not going to be successful. I believe some of the candidates they sent back didn't operate to the best of their abilities.
You can't say
so. So some of them, I believe, is going to win because of the popularity of the Prime Minister.
You got it.
The Prime Minister was able to carry with his popularity 2 by-elections. He cannot split himself into 41 constituencies.
So here's this. So some people may say, well, Jesus used a disaster, but I benefited of the policies of the Prime Minister. And
okay, I see what you did there.
So
I like that.
So you
I don't disagree with you.
So I believe that's what's going to happen. Some people may say, boy, I love the Prime Minister.
There is a level of disdain for certain characters and individuals or members of Parliament in various constituencies that maybe that contrast between what the Prime Minister's policies has done overall and the dislike for this particular person's because they don't show up, they don't call back, they don't this, they don't that. That is going to compete and combat. And so the question is, what's going to happen?
How many you figure?
There.
You still ain't gonna tell you.
You still ain't gonna give me the number.
I figured we could win based on the momentum I see, based on the work.
You're taking long.
Based on the work I see, the national campaign is doing.
Just say it.
I think we'll have around 25 seats.
Okay, or you change your number. But anyway, that's cool.
You did change your number.
You change your number.
Yeah,
listen,
25.
I would say this though, for this particular government, not just brown nosing, but I think when I initially heard of either the female Governor General, the female President of the Senate, the female Speaker of the House, and we have this female now Commissioner of Police, the first female Commissioner of the Police, I was kind of like, man, this is a pro-woman administration. But I must say tonight that those women, to this particular point, have done a tremendous job, and I would give kudos to the government for them.
They presented diversification.
Yes.
They presented inclusion. And I don't want to carry the water for the government.
Of course.
Right? That ain't what the intent is.
Of course.
But if we're looking at these particular things, we could be able to identify this is what the government of the Bahamas has introduced over the term.
And how does that spill over to the woman voter? Do they now have a confidence?
The saving grace for the PLP is Philip Brave Davis.
Yeah, his popularity.
That's their saving grace. Nobody hates him. You may have a couple of people who do dislike him, but he's such an affable fella that if you got a problem, like I call him the go-to guy.
Yeah.
If you want something done, you go to Brave.
You call him the go-to guy for almost 3 decades.
Yeah, always.
But you know who else?
He's the go-to man.
But you know who else?
And Cylinder was the first one who coined that in the Commission of Inquiry in 1984. Because when he was talking to us,
he said,
he said, who you go to say, go to Brave.
Well, that's what Barry said.
That is true.
Barry said, go to Brave.
You go to Brave, yeah.
Go to Brave.
But I'll also say this to you.
Okay.
Right
he
when,
hasn't changed one iota.
Right when the Free National Movement had started to get certain strengths, and the young Travis Robinson began to speak strongly, we saw the entry of a Sebastian to now where I'm hearing on the ground, Kyle, that I don't live in Fort Charlotte, but my God, Sebastian's my man. And people are looking at people of his caliber as future leadership, and therefore, suddenly, and almost, you understand? Invisibly, they're saying, you know what? The future of the PLP is looking great. The Free National Movement has to find that same excitement, that same facade to say, you know what? The future of the FNM looks great. Till this day.
I think that the future of the FNM is going to be bright. I'm going to be very clear with you.
Who is your bright?
I can call it.
Who's your bright knight?
Overarching, I only got 1 minute. Let me just wrap this up.
Okay.
The overarching concept of what I've seen for the turmoil that the Free National Movement has gone through, for what they've learned from this, because the trials cannot just be for trials' sake. It has to be that we've learned from this. When they've learned from this, my expectation is that this organization going forward would understand the pitfalls that they've made, strengthen themselves, and they'll have inclusion going forward. This is what we're looking for in democracy.
Yes.
This is what we're looking for in our country. This is what we're looking for as it relates to diversity.
Yes.
This is what we're looking for going forward in this country.
Yes.
We ain't looking to lean in one direction or another. We're looking for the best hope.
We're looking for progress
and development.
You're trying to go to Canaan.
I see what he did there. Let's
looking for progress. Progress.
I see what he did there. Right?
Looking for progress.
Well, I want to thank you guys so very kindly for being able to stay tuned with us. Be sure you stay locked into ZNS Network for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest in news and information from Corvell Python, from all of us here at ZNS. I want to thank all you gentlemen for being with us. I'm Howard Grant, and thank you so very kindly for joining.
And for God's sake, please drive careful tonight.
Oh, you excuse me.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
You and Your Money is brought to you by the Parliamentary Registration Department, Central Bank of the Bahamas.